We need to make sure we do our own due diligence, and we're doing that. We're not going to listen to a bunch of people that are going to go after political appointees or former presidents and raid people's homes, try to put people in jail. It is ridiculous. Kash Patel will be an excellent FBI director. He's the type of person that we need, Larry. If you look at all the appointees, most of the people are younger, they're diverse. President Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to need these people to be working 15, 16, 17 hours a day, if not more.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
Decatur man is facing multiple drug-related charges after a search of his home on Monday of this week. 33-year-old Terrius Pickett was the subject of an investigation that started this past November after community members notified police of the drug activity. Police found large amounts of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and cash in Pickett's residence. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. And we have some exciting news to share with you. We've been serving the state of Alabama for many, many years. And now we are able and ready to offer the same great mortgage financing in Georgia and Florida as well.
Our company may be Alabama Home Mortgage, but now we can finance your Georgia home mortgage and your Florida home mortgage too. We couldn't be more excited to extend our customer base to our neighboring states. For years, we have had customers call us in hopes we could assist them with purchasing their vacation cabin in North Georgia or their dream home in Florida. And now we can. For those of you who have family and friends that live in Florida and Georgia, be sure to tell them the good news.
Whether you are looking to purchase or refinance a home located in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, you owe it to yourself to give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time.
It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. Or as we're calling this thing online, Joey Clark Live. You can always watch online. You don't have to even watch live. It stays up there on YouTube. Probably a mistake to leave it up there on YouTube. You know, you got to talk for around 15 hours a week. Mostly off the top of my head. Eddie also, you know, he joins in with this. It's all on the internet. And you got to, sometimes I wonder, like, what's out there? And I know another man that probably has had those thoughts at times. He's on the line now. Yeah. Our Wednesday regular, we have Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show there at 106.5 FM in the Mobile, Fairhope area. And, of course, he's also editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Jeff, how are you this afternoon?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Do you ever have those thoughts where it's like you or I or anybody who's been a broadcaster for a number of years, like we shouldn't run for office just given all the stuff we've probably said over the years?
I think I'm more worried about what's like on my social media than what, especially given, I mean, I used to drink very heavily.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's, at least by the time I got on air, I had kicked that habit. Well, they say you never do, but I kicked it, and just more worried about what's out there on Twitter or Facebook or something.
Yeah, the last time I got really drunk, I was posting some nasty stuff I had to delete. I was like, yeah, that's a problem. But, speaking of that topic, yesterday we're seeing this New York Times leak. They published a 2018 email from Pete Hegseth's mother to Hegseth. And as soon as I started looking at it, I'm like, why would you even publish this? This is like, it's not much in here. There's more questions than answers, and it feels personal where people are emotionally venting. She now came out and I believe defended her son on Fox and Friends this morning, saying he's been redeemed and he's changed. I mean, this is, I guess it's how politics is played. Any problem, any sin, any issue in the past will be brought to light to bring you down.
Well, this is the left needs some scouts. They need some W's on the board, even if it is as petty as this. They thought it is, and this is just an easy, low-hanging fruit opportunity. Look, guys, they got to stand their ground on Pete Hegseth. You already lost Gates. Now, presidents always lose one appointee. If they start smelling blood in the water, I mean, you get Hegseth, and next you're going to get Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, it's just going to be that way, and you can't. Trump should have never taken risky appointments like this anyway. But such as it is, here we are. I think they got to fight this out as hard as they can and get him confirmed.
What do you make of the Wall Street Journal floating DeSantis? I looked at that when it first came out, I guess yesterday, and was like, man, it seems like this isn't Trump and DeSantis doing this. This is clearly some forces that really don't want to see Pete in there.
I would agree with that. I think, wasn't DeSantis kind of a neocon-ish, not exactly MAGA, on this foreign policy stuff. I don't know. I don't believe it either. I would be surprised if that were true because, well, let's think about it. Would he walk away from being governor to be defense secretary under Trump? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a deal I would make. It doesn't sound worth it.
Yeah.
Like maybe Secretary of State, maybe Vice President, but defense secretaries don't tend to go on like climbing the ladder unless I guess you want to end up on a board of Lockheed or Raytheon or something.
Like Robert Gates was defense secretary forever, but no, I don't. I think that's, like you said, it was just sort of someone's doing some wish casting.
Yeah, and it's just, you got to start reading between the lines of these things, folks. But I really meant the point, Jeff, where I see like dirty laundry on somebody. And it's one thing if it's Hunter Biden where it's his own laptop. And even that, I didn't constantly talk about it. But I mean, it became bigger than any one person. But whenever I see like really dirty laundry, really personal stuff, I almost just discount it. Even if it might be true, I just discount it. I don't think that this sort of trickery, this sort of political game should be respected anymore, paid attention to. Do you think it's going away anytime soon, though?
No, and they're hypocrites. I mean, whenever I just always, not to make it all about Jeff Poore or 1819 News, but I think about the Bubba Copeland stuff and the admonishment we got for that. And they do things that are just as bad, if not worse, that are totally irrelevant to what the news is. Fine, but that's the standard you're going to live by. Live by it.
Amen. And shifting to state news, what do you make of the election of Garland Gudger to be the new pro tem?
I won't say that I'm surprised. I would have been surprised if this were like 3 weeks ago, because it looked like Livingston was going to run away with it. All the signs pointed to it. He's the establishment guy. But I guess kind of late on, Livingston, I guess, overpromised to some people, and then they got word out back and forth, and he started leaking votes, and we kind of figured Gudger was going to have it. A lot of the people that are in the know did. I didn't know by how much. I guess we won't know by how much ever, really, but now that it's all said and done, they kind of let it happen. I mean, Joey, if Livingston had the votes 2 weeks ago, then Livingston would have been the pro tem at that moment. But Sam Gavan, the state senator from Huntsville, apparently a supporter of Steve Livingston, made a motion to delay it 2 weeks, and that gave Lucas some time, but he didn't really do much with it.
Now, do you think this marks any significant change in how business will be done there in the Senate?
I don't know. The Senate is kind of set in its ways. I mean, Republican, Democrat, it's a quote-unquote institution. It's a club. I mean, even at that state level, I do think maybe from sort of a personality standpoint, you want to. If you ever talk to Garland Gudger, you will like him. He is a guy that you would go have a beer with. He will flatter you. He will do he will talk to you. He will come on your show and talk about stuff. You will like Garland Gudger. Greg Reed, he was just kind of like he just almost pre-programmed typical politician. But Gudger will take on a different personality. I think he'll change that chamber, at least from a brand standpoint, but I do suspect this will be the same as usual.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering now, too, is it actually going to be an interesting session coming up? When is it next year? Because I just suspect with elections, statewide elections right around the corner, they probably won't rock the boat too much.
Yeah, it'll be February. Third year to Quadrennium is the last stop before the elections, because fourth year you don't do anything. They start in January, and they try to get home as early as they can. They don't pass anything big. You pass the budgets. Typically, that's the fourth year. The third year, the second and third year, the 2 years you want to watch, it was a little different this time around. They passed a lot of bills early in the second year of the Quadrennium. I think, though, Joey, with the gambling failure, I don't know where. I still think there are some raw feelings there. And I also think there's this game of musical chairs that we got to spend some time on going on with the 26th cycle. Who's going to run for what? And there's all this positioning, getting ready for that 2026 election. Who from the legislature is going to try to move on to higher office? And by extension, I mean, like, who's going to get out there, try to make a name for themselves on the floor, or filing bills or whatever it may be.
Who could you think be because names we often say for governor is obvious ones like Will Ainsworth, Steve Marshall, even throw in Rick Pate. Is there any outsider that isn't too under the radar that we might know of that you could see having the money, having the media skill and name ID to run for governor?
You better watch Tommy Tuberville, what he's going to do. I would watch him to leave the Senate potentially and go be governor. I know everybody's like, well, he said he wasn't going to do that. He also said he was never going to leave Ole Miss, okay? What, was he going to leave it in a pine box?
Pine box,
Well,
yeah.
Guess what? He's in the United States Senate right now, folks, so how did that work out? I would watch Tommy Tuberville as a potential gubernatorial candidate. Kit Davis, who was fired by the governor, who was the director of the Department of VA, is talking about a potential gubernatorial run. I watch him. You mentioned Rick Pate. I don't know about Steve Marshall. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of movement there for another political run. Watch that. I don't think we're done with Trump appointments. Maybe that's in the future. Maybe he goes and does something different, more private practice or, nonprofit, because he's been very good on pushing back against the federal government on some of these big issues. So that's a big question mark. But Ainsworth is right now, as far as we know who are running, he is the prohibitive favorite.
Yeah, I think he also, how young he is, how he kind of came out of nowhere to get that lieutenant governor slot. I think he is the obvious choice and the leading heir apparent, so to speak. Tuberville showing up back in the state running for governor, I think I would be all for that, because I almost don't want to see Steve Marshall and Will Ainsworth go up against one another. But Tuberville, I'd love to see that fight.
I don't know what that looks like. I mean, what is a Tuberville? How's he going to fix prisons? Is he going to widen 65? What's his relationship with the legislature going to be like? How's he going to handle the bureaucracy? I mean, you can't take much from his Senate time and apply it to what he would look like as a governor. And you're right. It may be fascinating, I think, but what he runs on, even I couldn't even tell you.
I mean, can somebody be a governor of this dear state of ours and the head football coach of the Auburn Tigers? Wait, we're not kicking out Hugh Freeze just yet. Okay.
Well, I think we should. That's another story.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina today. I'm going to the Duke Auburn game tonight.
Oh, wow.
So we're a basketball school now, Joey.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. We're a basketball school now. Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff. I was wondering where you were, so have great time at the game. That should be fun. And
By the way, flying in this morning, there's a lot of Auburn fans, and there's even a few Alabama fans there for the Alabama and Carolina play tonight.
Cool.
In Chapel Hill. So there's a lot of Alabama in the Research Park area today.
Oh, very cool. Well, I always appreciate it, Jeff, especially on your day off, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Again, folks, that is Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show there in the Mobile area, 106.5 FM, and also editor-in-chief at 1819news.com. Yeah, we are basketball. We're a basketball school now.
We'll take that.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Have you been to the new arena?
No, I have not. One of the old ones.
It's great.
Saw a couple games, but never the new
The new one's amazing.
Yeah.
I've sat in kind of normal, like I guess tickets are much more expensive from the first time I went.
Yeah.
But like a good kind of upper deck, because there's not a bad seat in the place. And actually, even on the upper deck, you can see the game beautifully. You feel the crowd and the noise and the excitement's there. But I got an aunt and uncle, and they kind of are like Auburn royalty.
Oh, nice, nice.
They live on the AU Golf Club course.
Sweet.
It's like, all right, I guess y'all worked hard.
Yeah.
And so they'd know folks. And I got to go to some game where they had essentially the special floor seats. It was like one row up behind the bench.
Nice, Joey.
And man, going to see a game in that arena at that level, like that is something special. And you can see, like we joke, oh, we're a basketball school now. We really are. Like you look at the excitement in that arena, seeing a good team play and seeing actual championship hopes. It's a great atmosphere and a lot of fun to be around. So if you got, even if you can't get floor seats, which I can't.
Yeah.
He sends me photos of being on the floor occasionally with his buddies. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Don't send me the photo. Invite me. What is this? Anyway,
yeah.
I hope he's listening right now. What is this? Come on. But if you have even a chance to get, say, a regular seat, not a bad seat in that place, and that should be interesting. The old school powerhouse Duke. I don't know if they're quite at what they used to be.
Right.
Always competitive for certain. So we'll see. Coming up, we have Jack Temple.
Yes.
With Evangel Church. So the usual, the fruit sale to help fund their missionary work. So we'll be talking to Jack in just a moment. Y'all stay tuned. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medi-Share and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medi-Share means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, Medi-Share members like it. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medi-Share is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Exquisite Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. And as promised, it's a regular thing every year. I love it, too. We have Jack Temple with Evangel Church here. Jack, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, Joey. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, looking good this morning.
Oh, yeah, we're working at it. But I get to, put myself up next to this guy on the split screen.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when women take photos in groups, so, everybody is brought up a little bit.
This is Joey's what he's wanting to look at. When he gets older, he wants to be in peak performance, just like this. This is what he wants.
Exactly. Wait till he gets my age.
You're right. Exactly. See, this is what we're going for, Joey.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, moving on.
Move right along. Yeah.
So y'all are selling some fruit.
We are selling fruit at Evangel Church on Vaughn Road, 3975 Vaughn Road. So that's at Perry Hill. And I've got navel oranges, $35 a case. Mandarin oranges are $45 a case. Ruby red grapefruit, they're $35 a case, and a case is 2/5 of a bushel.
2/5 of a bushel.
Yeah, it's the same as it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
So prices went up just a little bit this year, but the fruit is excellent. It's super juicy, and it's going well. We're down to about 50 cases of oranges.
Wow.
About 75 cases of grapefruits and about 75 cases of mandarin oranges. So if you're looking for that Indian River fruit, you better hurry on over to Evangel.
Yeah, let's say just stop by there. They could stop by today if they're listening right now.
Yeah, right. We're there from about 9 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, and we'll be there probably for the rest of the week as long as the fruit holds out. So.
Okay.
And
it sounds like it's selling pretty quick.
It is, and we just got it yesterday.
Wow.
And to remind folks, y'all are at the corner of Perry Hill and Vaughn.
Perry Hill and Vaughn. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. In the upper parking lot of the church. You can't miss the display up there.
And I know this always goes to mission work, right?
Goes to help fund our mission project that we do every spring. We go somewhere in a foreign country and build a church or orphanage or a Bible school or somewhere. And this year we're going to go to Managua, Nicaragua. We went there last year to the same. We're going to work with the same church facility down there. They're working on a brand new building. And the people are hungry for the gospel in South America.
Well, and it must be people, it's like seeing old friends, doing it for the next year.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Being able to go back and work with the same missionary and the same folks down there. In fact, I talked to one of the people down there, and they're so happy that we're coming back. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So, folks, not only is this fruit delicious, as my old host and friend Dan Morris would say, nature's candy. Really amazing stuff. And great for this time of year.
Yes.
Everybody's got this upper respiratory thing going. Get that vitamin C, but get it the natural way.
Perfect. As cold as it was yesterday, it was the best day we ever had.
Wow.
Incredible. I was surprised when I added it up all at the end of the day. It was just incredible.
So not only can you get that great fruit, I like the Tangelos. Those are
they're the best.
But the oranges
they're the
are
best.
pretty great
Juices,
too.
seedless. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yep. Yep.
But this is going to a great cause, is the point. This is some good eating.
Yeah, I brought you some over here, Joey.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, got a big cake
Thank
here,
you.
baby.
All right.
Yep,
Well, I
yep.
appreciate that.
Yep, and of course Eddie can have one.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys.
Look
Y'all
at
out
him.
for me.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
says he's the peak of male performance.
Right
but
now, baby.
I think you need a little vitamin C.
Oh, it's certainly not going to hurt.
The
Not gonna
vitamin
hurt.
C works great. It
Yep.
works great. But anyway, we're mission oriented church at Evangel, and like this is our 47th trip abroad.
Wow.
With one exception, we went to when the hurricane in New Orleans hit. We went to and worked down there. So, but this is our 47th trip. This is I think it's 41st.
Wow.
Trip. So yeah.
I guess you're a little bit dedicated to the cause. there,
If
Jack.
you ever go to a foreign country, you'll appreciate way more what you have at home.
Yes, sir.
It is totally incredible.
Do you kiss the ground when you get back?
Absolutely, absolutely, every time. When you see the way people live in Nicaragua or even Cuba, we were there 2 years ago, and when you see they're riding bicycles, they're in horse and buggies.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm sure, Eddie, you saw this down in Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
Even. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the people in other countries, they don't live like us. We're spoiled.
Absolutely.
We're spoiled
Yeah.
rotten.
Yeah, I think that perspective would be a very good thing. And it's also good how, yes, we're Americans, but we're also children of God.
Yes,
and
amen.
it connects everybody across all these borders.
Amen. Amen.
100%.
Yep. And, I've made friends all over, from Argentina to China to Scotland to
Yeah.
Spain. Yeah. It's
Love
incredible.
that.
It's been it's an incredible journey. If you ever start, you won't ever finish. you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, that's the best stuff, ain't it? Like where the
absolutely.
work is never done. It's the reward is
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
keeping on doing it.
You just keep on, and you keep on being rewarded for it.
Well, I always love seeing you, Jack. And if folks get by there, I would suggest today because it sounds like it's going
sounds like
quick.
going quick.
Yeah. Yes.
Real
Yes.
quick.
Yep.
So y'all get by Evangel Church and be sure to tell them it's not like y'all are a sponsor or anything, but be like, hey, I heard Jack on the radio.
Right. Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. Be sure and mention that. Joey is so gracious. Blue Water has been so gracious to us for so many years. Way back when Dan was here, and you guys always hosted us, give us a whole segment to talk about what we do, and of course what we do and what the fruit goes for, what the projects are, and so forth. So
Do you believe it's been for me 13 years?
wow. Really?
Yeah. 13
Wow.
years.
Wow.
'Cause I would have started in late 2011.
Wow. I don't remember the first time I came up here with Dan. He was Dan is so gracious. I miss him.
Yeah, me too.
Miss him terribly. I hope he's listening.
Well, I appreciate it as always, Jack. And, well, y'all go buy some fruit.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Joey.
We'll be
Thank you,
right
Jack.
back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
If new floors are on your wish list, bypass the big guy and go right to Prattville Carpet for style, selection, and worry-free installation. Holiday hosting is much more fun with cozy carpets or heartwarming hardwood from your hometown flooring headquarters.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plate, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
And a non-transferable lifetime installation warranty. Get what you really want this Christmas. Shop PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Put the power of Action 8 News in the palm of your hand. Download the free Action 8 News app to stay on top of breaking news wherever you are. Search for WAKA News in your app store to download the Action 8 News app today. Keep your family safe by watching Action 8 News. Look for 8 on Your Side consumer alerts with product recalls involving cars, food, children's toys, and other items in your home. 8 on Your Side, keeping you safe only on Action 8 News.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Hi, everybody. More weather changes on the way, but dry today. The rain risk coming in late tonight and possibly early tomorrow before the next front. Today, sun and cloud mix, high 58. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but rain beginning and becoming likely by late tonight. Scattered showers tomorrow morning before ending, then windy and colder with a high around 57 before the front. Back to the 20s on Thursday night, potential wind chill near 20 or maybe upper teens on Friday morning, and a brisk day Friday with a high near 50. Could be some more scattered showers by Saturday night and Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASC Credit Union, the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. And there at River Region Contracting, Todd Clark and his team are ready to help you with that roof of yours. Could be an asphalt or a metal roof. Either needs to be inspected on a regular basis. And when you work with River Region Contracting, you might as well do it every year. Especially, though, if you've heard bumps in the middle of the night, maybe stuff falling on the roof. You know you're not going to climb up there yourself. So why not call up River Region Contracting at 356-8635, have them come out and inspect that roof for you. And you'll be like, wait, you didn't find a problem, but how much do I owe you for the inspection? Nothing. Their inspections are always free there at River Region Contracting, as well as their estimates. So if they do find an issue, they'll write up that estimate that will be accurate for free as well. And of course, they show up on time. They do the job very well. And they even will take the time to say, here's exactly what they're doing to fix the exact problem you have. They love to educate their customers on their roof and the work they're doing. So get that number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell Todd Clark and that great team there that Joey, and you can throw in Eddie's name as well, those guys on the radio sent you. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, JR, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. You mentioned Dan Morris a while ago. Do you have any kind of update on him?
No, not any update other than I hear he's doing well. Like he's doing all right in terms of spirit, but I don't have any big updates.
Okay. No way that you could have him on the show.
That's probably doubtful for all sorts of reasons.
Okay.
But if there is anything big, we'll of course share it here. I think he's just been carrying on. He's been carrying on, living life.
Yeah.
I know he's going to church still. Same. We just had the rector from Christ Church here the other day, and so. But you kind of caught me on like, nope, I don't have any updates.
Well, I mean, is he driving and that kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope he's listening because my wife and I had been wondering about him, and would be great to hear something from him if it's at all possible.
Well, I appreciate the call, JR. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
272-9228. Again, 334-272-9228. Coming up, Andrew Szymanski.
Yeah.
City Councilman Szymanski will be joining us at the 1 o'clock hour, and I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Me too.
And before I move into anything else, you sent me the photo. I got the news updates as well, like major fire on Carmichael Road.
Yeah.
You know me, worst case scenario, in a selfish way, like, it's probably our building.
I know you thought, so as soon as I see that, I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah, that's probably our building. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but it isn't.
Yep.
It was what, an abandoned, like, hotel right there on the boulevard in Carmichael Road?
Mm-hmm. Right behind the Taco Bell.
And that is a massive, massive fire. And it took them a while to put it out, right?
Yeah, they're picking up debris. I even see the city's involved with pickup for debris today. So,
well, it needs to be, but you got to wonder, like, what the heck causes that? Why does this keep happening?
Yeah, it takes a whole lot of wonder. It wasn't lightning.
No, it wasn't lightning, and I highly doubt it was like electrical.
I doubt that either. Probably didn't have power to it.
Like, we're not accusing anybody in particular, but we suspected an arsonist?
That's not the first hotel on this street that's caught on fire. That's not.
Who would do something like that? Well, I look at insurance payouts.
No, a lot of times, Joey, you have
Or it's
sick
just
individuals
somebody
out
who's
there.
just sick in the head.
Opportunity.
Yeah. So it's not some conspiracy. It's just somebody's wrong in the head.
Yep. Yep.
I know our fire department's one of the best in the nation.
No doubt.
It really is. I know they were on top of it, but
You see how big it was? The flames coming out the top.
well, it's a massive building.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like just a house or even a restaurant. Like that, a big apartment complex like that. I mean, you can get in every nook and cranny and keep going.
I mean, it looked fully engulfed when I saw the first photo. It
Yeah.
wasn't something that had just started. It was fully engulfed.
So we'll be bringing that up with Andrew Szymanski, as well as many other things happening at the council meeting. Like I think they put new hours on establishments that serve alcohol.
I was going to say I saw that. Alcohol establishments.
I think they pulled away the ID ordinance. I think they took that
I didn't
away.
know that.
I
Okay,
believe they
good.
did. I want to get an update on the latest with that one bill that it was vetoed or held over, something where it was restricting the amount the mayor's office, the mayor himself, could approve. So there's plenty to discuss, and plus fun things too, like with all the Christmas events I'm sure coming up in and around the city. We'll be talking to, again, Andrew Szymanski about that.
We'll have parades. When's the last time? And for me, as a kid growing up, Montgomery Christmas Parade, it was a definite. We were there. We were there for many, many years. It was a great.
My mother never took me to a Christmas parade, not one I remember.
You never got drilled in the head by a pice of hard candy from a float show?
Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay. Well,
In Mobile, yeah.
All right. Then the moon pie to the head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of fun there. And I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about nasty
No,
fun, like in
just-
college or whatever. I mean, like as a kid, I have vivid memories of Mardi Gras. Plus, I've got a uncle who's a priest. So
Mhm.
we're sitting there at like the Archbishop's rectory or whatever on his porch,
Oh,
seeing
wow,
it
that's
come
just going
down,
by. That's
which is a pretty historic part of Mobile. So yeah, it's those are good memories. But no, I don't. My mother never. She would have, because my dad's like me. He's like, well, can't we just stay home and nap after a good meal? So it's kind of how we are. It's a Clark tradition. I'm starting to really feel it too. It's like on the holidays, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to buy a recliner. I want to eat, and then I want to pretend to watch the game and fall asleep in it. But my mother, no, she never took me to stuff like that. Not that I remember.
There was there were 6 of us, so my mother's like, y'all got to get out of my house. That's yeah. Get something. Take them outside. They can only do so much damage outside. But it was fun. I remember that, getting excited for Christmas, seeing the stores, lit up and all that for the holidays. That was a fun memory.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
It was freezing cold, man. All those dope heads and prostitutes, they break into those old hotel rooms, and that's where they live. So they probably built a fire, and
Got
what
out of
happened
hand.
after that. Yeah.
Man, we should have
That's-
invested. This is why Doge is a bad idea. We need more Smokey the Bear ads. That'll stop people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it happens a lot this time of year. They break in and just burn a fire and trying to stay warm, and there you go. They need security at these abandoned buildings. I didn't know that. That's not that old of a hotel.
It's
I mean,
not.
Carmichael.
It's funny you say that because there is, like, right in that Taco Bell parking lot, there's one of those mobile police cameras with the blue light that's always going off.
Well, and
It's so ironic to watch the hotel 100 feet to the left of it burn down.
Well, and speaking of childhood memories, I remember that was the spot when Cracker Barrel was there.
Yeah.
That was a busy, very booming spot.
When Cracker Barrel left, that was the downfall of, and they hung in there as long as they could.
Yeah.
When Blue Water started, that was a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
When the Blue Water
20-something years ago,
broadcasting,
yeah.
that whole area, and the Social Security buildings down there too.
Yep.
I mean,
And there are a lot of doctors' offices, and there's a lot of good stuff still here in the area, but it's that, especially as you get to that threshold of,
right there,
it's
Boulevard
more
and
the
the
boulevard, and you cross that boulevard into, I guess, the west side of Carmichael. Yeah, it's again, I used to go bowling over there. I used to and it's not like, oh, I'm just thinking about it. I had a family member who's a little down and out, had to get a cheap apartment. I'm like, man, I don't know how you're living like this. It was pretty rough.
I know the man that developed all that stuff. Oh, all that stuff over there. Anyway, he was a good guy. I miss him. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.
Appreciate it, man. Always good to hear from Biloxi Gambler. Yeah, it is a shame because I do remember many a time after church going to Cracker Barrel. We'd either do that or we would go to the Officers Club on Maxwell Air Force Base, which that's when I fell in love with those static displays. Like, what's that one? What's that one?
Now, this might be before your time, but you remember Fifth Quarter, I think it was? It was a prime rib restaurant right on the other side. Right on the other side. Like Cracker Barrel's on this side of Carmichael. That was on the other side. It was there for many years. Always a darker restaurant. Food I always thought was incredible.
Yeah.
Well, after they closed down.
What's that one building? Now we're thinking about old restaurants. It's Eastern Boulevard, where I don't even know what's there now. It's where the Popeyes is on Eastern Boulevard. It's that sort of strip mall center. And then there's a big building. It was a Hooters at one point.
Yeah.
It was and it was a themed restaurant when I was a kid.
For like a week ago, or like a week, it was a fun restaurant too, and then it went down. It was a Korean restaurant.
Right.
I don't know what it is now.
But the longest time ago, I remember eating dinner in a jail cell, and not like I got in trouble, but it was like themed in that regard. There were different rooms that had all the different stuff.
You just woke up a memory for me. I think that's where Susanna and I went on our first date.
Wow.
I don't remember the name of the restaurant. I do remember having the stuffed trout, and it wasn't that great. But
there's certain buildings. That's amazing. Number one, that's cool.
I just that literally. She'll let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that was the place we went. I think it was, and it wasn't Hooters then or nothing like that. It was a real deal restaurant.
It became Hooters when I was in high school.
Yeah,
which Catholic's not too far away. Went to Hooters a few times. Nothing wrong with that. No. Then there was a Hooters in Auburn. Got shut down. You know why?
Why?
Prostitution.
What?
Being run out of the Hooters.
In a college town?
Because I was sitting there going, I thought they were oddly friendly.
Well, customer service, Joey.
Right. Do I look like a mark or something?
Trying to give good customer service, man.
Anyway. Oh, no. I think we just set off a firestorm of people's memories. Oh, no. I always love shows like this. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I thought of one, Eddie, down there on the come around the corner there by where Walmart is down on the Eastern Boulevard, Jolly Ox.
Jolly Ox.
You remember that?
I don't remember Jolly Ox. I remember
Jolly Ox. It was a big steak place.
I do remember. Wasn't there a Bonanza on the boulevard at one time? Bonanza. That was a big steak place.
I didn't. Yeah, that was that old tenderized cow meat.
Okay.
Yeah, one steak. It was tenderized cow meat.
You could when they brought your steak, you could take your knife and just scrape it across the top.
Yeah.
And it'd be like mush. Would come up. I'm an old meat salesman. I knew good beef when I see it.
I see.
Wait, so when they're selling 20 ribeyes for $20, that's not
a good deal.
Yeah, no. Now there's the stuff right there. That's what they call on the grade is a beef. You go from prime all the way down. That's the bottom. It's called canner cutter.
Canner
and that's
cutter.
the meat they use for whatever's left. You know what I mean? It's
field trip meat.
Goes into parts.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Hey, I got something that I thought was a little funny. I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, and it was on Fox, on the Fox channel. And it was about 30 or 40 minutes after a story about Justin Trudeau bootlicking with Trump down there, and we just like that. Well, I have never seen an ad like this ever. I've never seen it. Come to Ontario. It was unbelievable. I mean, you can't tell me that wasn't. It showed we're just like our neighbors, and they showed military people and they showed people working in farms and stuff. But we're your friends up north here. Come to Ontario. I mean, oh my gosh, if that wasn't a publicity move, because I've never seen an ad like that about Ontario on TV before.
I had a feeling Canada would be all right, but I wouldn't want to live there. Not the way that place is gone.
I've visited many times, and It was, it was fine, but I still can't understand the people I know. I can't understand how they have Trudeau as a leader. I just cannot figure that out.
It's funny how, and it's not coincidence, is these world leaders are all of a sudden going, oh, because they know. I like what Trump said about the hostages.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah. They know it. He's not going to say don't.
Right.
Right. And you look at him. What he's done more for this country in the last since the election than Biden's done the whole 4 years as far as our standing in the world. Just the knowledge that he's coming back in the office. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Really is crazy to see.
Yeah, I'm just glad I can kind of really relax, knowing that the stock market's going to go crazy next year, and I'll be making more money. But anyways, y'all have a good week. I've been on house decoration. Not the outside, the inside. It's my job to put up all the tree and all that stuff. I just finished up. Thank goodness. I'm finally put the finishing touches on. I got fake tree now. The best decision I ever made.
There you go.
Buying an artificial pre-lit tree.
There you go.
The best decision I ever made.
No fighting the lights.
Good luck with all that. Appreciate it, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, y'all have a good week.
You too, buddy.
Oh, wait, I didn't do that the right way. Hey, Eddie.
Yo.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
But of course.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Brad.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, the restaurants he was talking about, the one you were talking about was called Daryl's.
Daryl's, that was it.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other one, the other guy was talking about was Steak and Ale.
Steak and Ale.
Steak and Ale. I
Yeah, and that was down where the little kid place used to be, Chuck E. Cheese Ale.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that down there.
Yeah, that's where you would take prom dates and you want to try to dress up and take a girl out somewhere nice.
I thought Daryl's was that way too.
It was, unless you were in a jail cell.
Wait, where'd you grow up?
Allen Gardens.
Yeah. Okay.
North Chisholm.
No, that makes sense.
100%.
Now. Taking you to Daryl's, baby. Put your finery on, yeah.
Impressed her enough. We've been married for I don't know how many years. Quite a few. She saw a man with potential.
Was she right?
I don't know about all that.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
I got
See you.
Let's go to line 4. You're on there. Who's this?
What's going on, gentlemen? It's Daddy-O.
What's up, Daddy-O?
What y'all up to today? About 5. Joe, you about 5'10", ain't you?
He's on the stretching machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that was Daryl's, but there's a couple places on Bell Street y'all had mentioned that one was a hole in the wall. Remember, Eddie, you might remember the wagon wheel where you go and get that Beat 3 in front of Maxwell Airport place there.
I do remember that.
Right there in that little old corner. They had the best food on the planet over there.
Yeah.
Called
the wagon wheel, and then you had Tony's Pizza down there too, yeah.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say. Tony's Pizza. It was Tony's Pizza, but they had the best steaks in Montgomery.
That's right. They sure did.
That's true, Joe. They sold pizza, but everybody went there for that fresh table salad.
Yeah.
That steak.
Oh, I remember that. You're bringing back memories. I have childhood ones that go in that place.
Yeah, Greg Thompson bought that thing, and he was a police officer. But he bought it from Tony's family. He passed away to Dimitri. But yeah, all right. Well, I was just listening. I'm about to go put a tank assembly in a toilet, Eddie.
Joy. Hey, it's better to be working on the back side of the toilet than on the bottom side of the toilet. So.
Ain't that good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Daddy-O gone.
See you, man.
Thanks, Daddy-O. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellas out, especially if you're noticing the symptoms that are associated with low testosterone. What are those symptoms? Lack of energy, lack of motivation, lack of drive, including just a fall off the cliff of your sex drive.
Yeah,
that's no fun. You're just never in the mood.
Right.
You're also seeing unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass. Just feel like you're walking through your life in a fog you got to go by Montgomery Men's Health, and the providers there will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And if you do, in fact, have low T, they have treatments there that can truly change your life. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym, brother, better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism, and you usually even notice an increased libido.
That's pretty good there, Joey.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, that number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. You can book the same day you call, gentlemen, or you can always go online to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book that appointment today. We'll be right back after this very quick break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey there, it's Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader. We're with Forest Meadows Homes and Land, and we're here to make your real estate experience unforgettable.
When it comes to buying or selling, who you have on your side really does make a difference.
That's right. We know this market, and we know how to get results. We know how to change that for sale sign into a sold sign.
With our local expertise and commitment to you, we make sure your real estate dreams become a reality. So if you're ready to buy or sell, give us a call today at 334-368-6358.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. But hold your horses, because joining the conversation now, we have Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors. Austin, how you doing this afternoon?
Having a great day, Joey. What about you?
Same. Yeah, it's a very good day. Yeah, I hadn't been able to announce this yet. My brother's wife, Caroline, she's kind of working her ranks up to being a full-on doctor. I don't know all the fancy different tier levels, but there was a question of where they're going to move from Greenville, South Carolina, where they're going to land. Well, she just got in with Vanderbilt, so they're moving to Nashville.
Wow.
It's awesome. Congrats, Caroline.
Yeah, that's a big one. I've actually got a couple of buddies. I got a buddy in town right now from Nashville, but Vanderbilt is a very elite school, so good job to her.
Yeah, it's real cool, and I was worried it was going to be in the West Coast or Northeast, but it's still a 4-hour drive or so that ain't too bad at all to go see my little niece and my brother too and all that. So,
well, good. I was going to say, speaking of doctors, we do a ton of work with doctors. We do a lot of the 401k plans for the hospitals here in town, and once those doctors retire, we oftentimes manage their cash flow in retirement. So it's a nice little segue into a part of the business that we do. So if there's any doctors out there listening and you don't have a professional on your side or you'd like a second opinion, I'm always happy to take a look. And we do, like I said, a lot of work in that area. So there's some solutions oftentimes that are not ideal for other candidates, but doctors, oftentimes have the liquidity and cash flow to open up a variety of product offerings that can suit their needs. So come see us if you're a doctor.
Well, and I'd imagine, knowing a little bit about it, there might be some doctors, too, who are getting into their 50s, 60s. They've had their own practice. They've been working with the hospital, and they want to just do the doctor stuff. And there's a lot of decisions to be made around that small business, right?
Yeah. So, doctors pretty much fall under two categories, 1099 or W-2. We work with both types. And particularly the ones that own their own practices, that involves so much more than just being a medical professional. You typically are in real estate, you own your building. You typically are running a company, which means you're in the benefit space. You need to provide insurance to your employees. You need to provide competitive benefits like 401ks, profit-sharing plans, items like that. And then oftentimes a succession plan for your business. If you're an aging doctor who's hired on some young talent, that young talent's probably chomping at the bit to get access to equity in that company. And we have found it to be much easier to transition with a succession plan that's been laid out 5 to 10 years in advance than waiting till the last minute. It never benefits the seller of a business, particularly in the medical space, to sell their business at the last minute. You'll get worked over on price and typically have to settle for less because you didn't do your preparation. So, and that goes not just for medical professionals, but all of the business owners that we work with. Succession planning is such an important part of realizing the true value of your business so that you can retire and get the value out of it that you expect to. So absolutely, Joey, when it comes to all types of doctors, but really any business professional that owns their business, if they are trying to create a succession plan, that is something that we specialize in.
And folks, this is just a sample of some of the insight expertise you're going to get there at Invista Advisors, especially working with Austin Baranco here. That number, 387-0094. And when you call up 387-0094, be sure to tell them I heard Austin Baranco on the radio with that Joey Clark guy.
That sounds awesome, Joey. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Austin. Again, Austin Baranco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
So the first place you took your lovely wife was Daryl's.
I remember, yeah. I could be wrong, but that's...
I just, especially as a kid, anything like those theme restaurants are just like, oh, this is so cool.
I remember like there was a carousel table and stuff like that. Yeah, upstairs. I kind of, when the jail cell thing was brought it back.
Yeah.
Stuffed trout. Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
Yeah. It was one of the things I went on a limb to probably try to look like I knew what I was doing. Oh, let me get the stuffed trout. And I was like, what is this crap?
Well, and it used to, remember when this place called Copeland's was open?
Like 2 weeks?
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah.
And my grandfather and I both love, when it's done well, stuffed shrimp.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we got to get by Chuck's then, because they have pretty good stuffed shrimp.
Oh, there you go.
And they're reopened. So
that's what I heard.
Yeah. So we still got some good places, but it's always fun to remember the places that have come and gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish this town had a little more sustainability for food and that business. But
one thing I learned about this town, Montgomery mainly, is they love a franchise.
Yes.
This is a franchise town.
Yeah. Anyway, we should have a counselor. Or when did they
right.
start calling him counselor? Like, you're not my lawyer.
I call him Andy, but you give me a hard time about that. So.
You can call him whatever.
I love calling him Andy. Good guy.
Andrew Szymanski. He's on the city council here in Montgomery. He should be joining us next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. In Manhattan, a shooter wearing a mask and backpack shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The suspect remains at large, a $10,000 reward being offered. Jurors have asked to review police and bystander video at the heart of the New York City chokehold manslaughter case against Daniel Penny. That request coming during a second day of deliberations. Penny's lawyers insist that his actions were justified. A Missouri man has been executed for killing a 9-year-old girl. Christopher Cullings was a friend of the family of the victim, 4th grader Rowan Ford. Cullings executed Tuesday evening at the state prison. It was the 23rd execution in the U.S. this year. The Dow up 167 points. Now the NASDAQ adding 177. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Hi, everybody. More weather changes on the way, but dry today. The rain risk coming in late tonight and possibly early tomorrow before the next front. Today, sun and cloud mix, high 58. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but rain beginning and becoming likely by late tonight. Scattered showers tomorrow morning before ending, then windy and colder with a high around 57 before the front, back to the 20s on Thursday night, potential wind chill near 20 or maybe upper teens on Friday morning, and a brisk day Friday with a high near 50. Could be some more scattered showers by Saturday night and Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get 0% financing up to 48 months with approved credit. Now on select Kubota track loaders and excavators. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. During its Tuesday meeting, the Montgomery County Commission considered allocating $2 million in interest earned from American Rescue Plan funds to Montgomery Whitewater. County Commission Chairman Doug Singleton said the funding is necessary for the park to continue operating because the city of Montgomery is not doing their part financially. A 2-alarm fire spread over 3 floors of a vacant hotel in Montgomery on Tuesday afternoon. The Montgomery Fire Department was called to the Old Country Inn and Suites on Carmichael Road at about 5:15 p.m. It took several hours to extinguish the blaze. This is the second hotel fire in less than 24 hours on Carmichael Road. A big change concerning alcohol sales in the city was approved by the Montgomery City Council on Tuesday. The council voted 7-1 for businesses that sell alcoholic beverages to begin closing earlier. Such businesses will have to close at 1 a.m. on weekdays and 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. The only no vote from the council was from Andrew Zamansky, who remarked the new rule is an example of government overreach. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
What would you do if your favorite local independent pharmacy had to close? This is not a question we can afford to ignore. And at Adams Drugs, we are fighting alongside other independent pharmacies to keep our doors open. We need your help now. Contact your local and state representatives and demand they support our fight to stay open. You can find their contact information on our website, adamsdrugs.net. Thank you for your support. We look forward to serving you and your family for many years to come.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
And a Happy New Year.
I just said Merry Christmas off the air, so I had to add the and a Happy New Year. Well, let's do the Merry Christmas on air.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
How's everybody doing? Well, we have in the studio, as promised, Counselor Andrew Szymanski. How you doing today?
I'm good.
I think that
I
look good. I've got a little color to you.
I've had better Wednesdays in your studio, I'm sure.
You got a little color to your face today.
Yeah. At least it's cold outside. I enjoy cold weather.
Yeah. No, you're pulling a me right now. I'm like, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Great.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Great. Yeah.
So no, it sounds like you're angry.
I'm frustrated.
Okay.
I am very frustrated. This is the day after council, and I am frustrated because the city has now passed an ordinance. The council has passed an ordinance that is going to limit the hours of businesses here in our city. Some of mine included, which is not the only reason why I'm fired up, but other businesses in my district and across the city, and ones that are the type of things that we should be celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that we have issues with bad actors in the city, locations that may stay open too late, violate their licenses or the ABC rules. Then we should be enforcing the laws on hand,
laws on the books,
and go after them.
Yep.
But instead now, and I'll just read this in case anybody is interested and wants to know why I'm so fired up. For businesses holding a license for on-premise sale of alcohol, hours of operation are limited to the following: beginning at 9 a.m. Sunday through Thursday until 1 a.m. and beginning at 9 a.m. on Friday and Saturday until 2 a.m. Now, I just had lunch in the district at a wonderful place called Vintage Cafe. Opens at 6 a.m. Coffee, lunch. They close at 3 in the afternoon.
Yep.
You can have a beer there. You can have a mimosa there.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're going to say that they can't open until 6. My business opens at 6:30. Is it? I serve alcohol. You telling me that I can't open up my business until 9? Coffee is a core part of what I do.
Right.
And you know when people drink coffee? In the morning.
In the morning.
On their way to work.
Especially here in Alabama.
Heck, you don't even have to be downtown. I mean, if any of your listeners go out east, the Bubbly Hen.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, opens at 7 a.m. They now can't open until 9? Prevail in downtown. What about the hotels? And I asked last night, and I was surprised that nobody really wanted to have the nuance talk. This is about as broad of a brush as we could stroke.
Well, because couldn't they have, instead of hours operation, they could have just said, like, hours where you're allowed to serve alcohol?
Yeah, hours of sale. Just like a convenience store on Sundays. Or a grocery store on Sundays.
Could have also said that our priority is going after the people that are doing wrong and uplifting those that are doing right.
So I didn't know, from reading like the local news stuff, I was like, well, how late do they want to stay open? Because I was like, okay, I get then I didn't think about, they just set a time window where you're cutting off morning business.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the issues, right? It's about attention to detail and actually looking at the nuance and making sure that we've considered all parties, right? And we've had this issue come up before, and not this specific one, but issues where we do something and then we realize, oh, wait a minute,
yes,
that was too broad of a brush. But first we try and celebrate, and we have small businesses that are here, and we should be doing the enforcement that needs to be done. And whether that comes from licensing and, enforcement from the revenue department, or if we have people that are breaking the law, then the police and ABC and those entities need to go after them. But I could not believe it. And so
were you, not to ask too much about the intricacies, but in the behind the scenes stuff, but were you blindsided by this? Was it just
no? This had come up. I just didn't think that this was an old business item, so it had been on an agenda beforehand, and that's why I asked about whether or not there'd be exceptions or grandfathers, because I was trying to think of all those other businesses. Like I understand, and people have said we have an issue with people being up too late. They're out, they're drinking alcohol. There's no reason for someone to be consuming alcohol at 3 or 4 in the morning. And I get that argument, but then we need to stop those places that are doing those kinds of activities. It also kind of comes into a bit of contradiction with state law. The state has I guess the guidance that you get from the ABC department, you know, so they say, you know, if you're a lounge, you got to close, I think it's 2 a.m. statewide.
Yeah.
And yes, there are businesses that have exceptions. Mine is one of them because I sell coffee and have a bike shop inside.
Right.
But again, what I want to emphasize is then if we've got problem businesses, then we need to go after the problems. And I wish that we had more attention to the detail and realize the real impact that our decisions have on this city. And look, I mean, I may be blindsided because I don't think anybody else on the stage agreed with me. So
were you able to explain to them, just like with us, why are we setting this time? Why can't we just have a time to serve and a time we can serve?
Well, I knew that the winds were moving towards doing this because there was so much pressure on these bad actors, which is why I said, I think I asked not only for the grandfathering, I said, well, is there a way for people to apply for, you know, for an exception, right? You know, because just like if there is some nuance and it's not going to affect too many people, then great. Is there going to be a method for that? And the answer was no. And then let's test this out and see what happens. And to me, you know, it's the holidays and we are like small businesses are doing their best. And this is, you know, and again, maybe I'm overly sensitive to this because it also affects my business. And so I try and make sure when I'm on the stage that I'm not trying to just make this an issue about, you know, the bottom line of Hilltop Public House. But I do think that because after thinking about it, and of course, you know, one of the challenges is, as soon as the meeting's over, my brain fills up with the "Why didn't you just say this?" You know. But again, I've heard from a handful of people today who are frustrated and concerned about this, and I understand that, and I wish that I had, in hindsight, made a bigger deal about this ordinance ahead of time. That's on me for not doing that. But at the same time, I guess I didn't think that it would just be such a blanketed type of thing.
Yeah, no, and I don't. This seems pretty straightforward. Like I understood what you're talking about within a minute you say
exactly.
It. I'm like, okay,
makes perfect sense.
Like, why are the other folks not even just hearing this? I don't know. Why would you do this? Because it is going to create a problem for anybody who opens early in the morning who has an alcohol license.
Yeah. And again, I think it's just because the focus was on the late night component of it, right? And not on the hours of operation. And that's just where I think we have some, you know, just disconnect in approaches, making sure that we have really considered all of those that'll be affected by something, because look, this is business, right? And this is what we say, you know, there was nobody else was countering this. And I know that probably some of the businesses didn't have the opportunity to be there. And as I said, we didn't do a good enough job on my side of putting this out there, you know, but whether it's, you know, the Chamber of Commerce or, you know, we have this new Main Street program that's supposed to be representing the businesses in downtown Montgomery, you know, we, you know, have just done this small business one-stop shop. I'm actually going to their ribbon cutting this afternoon at 4:00. And, you know, where's the pushback on this? So I don't know what's going to happen in the next however many hours, but I've tried reaching out to some folks at the city to figure out what the real impact of this is going to be and what the penalty is. I mean,
right.
I have to decide as a business owner tomorrow, because I know, right? I all the restaurants and stuff I've talked about, none of them have I spoken to about this. So hopefully they can remain ignorant and not get caught up. But I mean, I know. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to not open tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning? I mean, I have to open up my business tomorrow. I have coffee to sell at 7:00.
Right. Yeah. Where's something like, you know, like the Chamber of Commerce on something like that?
That's
like
exactly.
the folks that like your job is to look out for business
Yeah.
in the city. Like, have we heard anything from that sort of group?
I have not, no. And, you know, there's, again, I think this is that attention to detail and before we jump, let's make sure that there's water below us type thing. And look, again, I can be frustrated by this by also understanding, you know, the intention and the issues that we're having, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be, you know, we should be doing this from as I said, an enforcement issue, or at the very least allowing, you know, just saying that there's a closing time.
Yes.
And then saying that, you know, that whatever your license allows as an opening time. I mean, yeah, I get it. You don't want people having a function that has alcohol being served at 4 a.m. That's fine. Lounge licenses should take care of that. Now, one exception to that, one thing that has come up is these event halls, and well, what about like a restaurant that kind of turns into a nightclub at night?
Type deal?
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard. Enforcement is hard.
But still on their license.
But then guess what? We got to do the hard thing, right?
Their license says the same thing.
This is too much, and so you asked how I was doing today. I'm frustrated.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, what else happened last night? Let's start with the ordinance that showed you needed an ID to have a firearm at a certain. What it was the cutoff 21. Did that get addressed? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so it didn't get addressed in the council meeting. Counselor Pruitt has been working with the legal department to kind of we know that the ordinance as written is not compliant with state law. And so they have been working to try and find some other mechanisms to have that on the books, but have it be less of a affront to state law. At the end of the meeting last night, he called for a committee meeting for the members of the Public Safety Committee and the legal staff to kind of finally iron that out. I know he's been waiting on the tweaks to that language. So it's still progressing forward. It's just it came off of our table last night.
Okay. And now I know one issue, I'm wondering if I don't know, is it even resolved yet? Was your idea, and I think there was support with the council that would cap, and I'll let you characterize this better than I could, but it would cap essentially the mayor being able to sign contracts to $50,000. He could still do things like memorandums of understanding, these sorts of or agreements in principle, but you can't just have the mayor's office. There's a cap on how much money you can sign away.
Yeah, so the intention behind that, and I tell people this because I've heard from a lot of people about this ordinance. The idea is for us as counselors to be informed about how, and for us to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars, knowing how money is getting spent at the city level. This goes back to, and I started this conversation with members of the council back in February of last year when I had asked about something that had gone through. And I said, well, how come we didn't get to see that? And don't we have to see contracts of that size before they get signed? And I was told no. And I thought that was odd. So I looked into it. And well, what I found was that not only is there information about, where the way the law works is that contract signing ability really resides with the council. And we grant that. And we can grant that with whatever level of what, because we want government to be efficient. I'm not trying to hamstring anybody, right? And so we looked around. Birmingham's got $10,000 and, some places are 20, 25. I saw down in Mobile, they're 35. And so kind of looking at our picture, I got a list of all the contracts we signed over the last couple of years. I landed on $50,000. I thought that was a reasonable amount of money. Anything below that, right? We need to be able to do certain things, whether that be, people that are, cutting grass, cleaning streets, fixing problems, putting cables up, whatever. Big projects, and most of the projects are not like, they're almost always like either building, maintenance, public works type. Those are where your major contracts come in, right? Road building, fixing the roofs of a community center, stuff like that. But I thought it was important for us to be able to see those, at least have access to those. And from what I saw based on other municipalities and kind of what the guidance from the League of Municipalities was, is that, you have this kind of oversight and then you just make the authorization that after approval, then contracts can get signed and we're good to go.
So where is that?
It passed.
It passed.
Okay. It passed. And so now in the future, contracts will be listed in what's known as a consent agenda. So at the top of our agenda, we will have a list of all, let's just say there's 6 of them that qualify, that need council approval. We'll just adopt them similar to the way we do nuisance abatements, where we'll just do it as a package, right? It's just a quick, we've looked at them, everything's good. If we need to, we can always pull one out and ask more questions about it. My hope is that we're not fighting over contracts in council. And we have wonderful people at the city in all of our departments, but a great example, and that's been brought to our attention is that there are bidding laws and ways that we bid things out, and those come with time constraints. And so by the time they've gotten to us, most of the major things that we're talking about they've all gone through that process, right? The federal government sets standards about how you can do contracts and bidding and all that kind of stuff. So really, this is kind of just a final, as I'm telling people, for the most part, it's just good information for us to have. I want to know about all the activities that are happening. I think that's what people elected us to do.
So where's the pushback come? I imagine the mayor's office. You got some pushback.
Well, there was a veto, and I understand that. I mean, Mayor Stimson down in Mobile vetoed when the council back in 2019 passed this down there. So I get it, because you want to be able to be fast, and you want to be able to you don't want these kind of holdups, and I would tell all of my colleagues too. The idea is not for us to pick these apart. It's really for us. Now, of course, it also is important because we then get to have commentary on some of these things. And hopefully it fosters an environment of more collaboration where they're coming to us saying, hey, we're getting ready to bid this out. Just be aware once we get this done, this might be in your district, or this is citywide, or this is something that we're interested in looking into. And I just think that watching how effective, and I made sure to reach out to counselors in other municipalities. I talked to staffs of other city halls and mayors, and really kind of just wanted to make sure that I understood how this would work. And look, if it's working in basically every other municipality in the state, I thought that it would work here as well.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. When I first heard the idea, I'm like, well, this is just common sense.
I was surprised, honestly. That's why when I asked back in February about it, I was surprised someone said, no, we've never done that before. I was like, wait, ever? They said no. So, and I know it sounds cheesy, but I tell people, like, good government, like just like having clean ordinances that make sense and don't negatively affect, our business community, or having good checks and balances, and having, the council be accountable, the mayor to be accountable, the staffs, the department, all of that like high performing cities. And we are right on the cusp of being one of those. There's so much that I think people want to draw negatively about that ordinance out. And I am telling people, this is not because I was worried about as that I wasn't informed, and I want to be informed.
Right. And it's not just you would like essentially the board of our city to be informed on how money is being spent before it's spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's again, common sense. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. I got to hit a quick break here. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And I am looking at their website right now, Eddie.
Yeah.
Just go to smokehousepitbbq.com, and I'm seeing those cheese grits. Wait, Joey, it's a barbecue place. Yes, it's a barbecue place, and their barbecue is excellent. They're back to the original recipes. They have 5 brick pits, hand-pulled meats. The pulled pork is great. It's camp stew weather, folks.
You know it is.
So for a great lunch, a little hot lunch there to warm you up, or a great dinner after a hard day's work, stop by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. But again, I'm looking at the cheese grits. They're a breakfast place.
The breakfast is just amazing, Joe.
And it is so good. I don't know what they put in the cheese grits, but it's some of the best.
Of cheese, brother.
It's not just the best cheese grits. It's like one of the best things I've had in a while around here. But you can get, customized breakfast biscuits, sandwiches. They've got sampler plates if you're really hungry, or breakfast bowls. I mean, they just do fantastic work there. So you can't go wrong. Breakfast, I believe, is from, they don't have it on Monday, but the rest of the week, Tuesday through Sunday, they have it. And then, of course, they're open for lunch, for dinner. It's a great atmosphere on, say, a Friday night with live entertainment right there on Main Street in Millbrook. So y'all check out Smokehouse Pit Barbecue today. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Start your day a better way with Action 8 News Rising. Get your first look at news happening today, plus your latest forecast and live traffic reports. Don't settle for the same old morning newscast. Watch Action 8 News Rising, weekday morning starting at 4:30. Don't know an iPhone from a flip phone? You need to watch Action 8 News. Consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker keeps you on top of the latest technology and keeps you safe from scams and identity thieves. Watch What the Tech, only on Action 8 News.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Hi, everybody. More weather changes on the way, but dry today. The rain risk coming in late tonight and possibly early tomorrow before the next front. Today, sun and cloud mix, high 58. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but rain beginning and becoming likely by late tonight. Scattered showers tomorrow morning before ending, then windy and colder with a high around 57 before the front. Back to the 20s on Thursday night, potential wind chill near 20 or maybe upper teens on Friday morning, and a brisk day Friday with a high near 50. Could be some more scattered showers by Saturday night and Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
Headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Again, we have Councilor Andrew Szymanski of the Montgomery City Council, and we got a few calls rolling in here.
Love that.
So all lines lit.
All the lines lit.
Let's go to line 1 and talk to Sandy. Hey, Sandy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Hi,
fantastic.
Szymanski, Councilor Szymanski.
How you doing, Sandy?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, I'm a reader of all things Montgomery, Alabama.
Love that.
And I read something that said that on Halloween night, a few weeks ago, there was a meeting in the old chamber for the city council downtown. There was a meeting where Szymanski was made aware of the ongoing issues about contracts and what the mayor signs. So when he says that he's blindsided, red flags go up, because I did read, I think it was Montgomery Advertiser. Most cities like Prattville and Millbrook, you know, they let their mayor do what he needs to do.
Sure.
So we're just, you know, we're wondering why this mayor. Like I said, I'm all things Montgomery. I'm going to read it. I'm going to find out about it. And if something in the milk not clean, we're going to, you know, call it out. So, you know, I called a couple of weeks ago couldn't wait for some Mansky to make it to the 93.1 talk show, and so he's here and I'm here, and I just wondered, why is he saying he's blindsided?
I don't think I
ever said I was blindsided.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
The blindsided comment that Joey just made was in reference to a different issue in the first segment. But look, to answer your question, I wasn't blindsided. I was the one that proposed the ordinance. And I think that, as I've said before, we as a council, we grant the power to sign contracts that comes from the way the state law operates. And so the fact that we had been doing that previously, or in some cases not even doing that, and not having a limit on it was a way for other councils to act. But one of the things that I said that I will stand by is that I want to be as well informed about how the business of the city is going, and looking at other municipalities, whether it be Birmingham, Auburn, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, Mobile, Selma, all sorts of places have these types of oversight restrictions on there. And look, it's not about trying to limit anything. In fact, as I said earlier, that we're going to have them on the agenda. We'll vote them up and down. I think it's important for us to not hold these things back. It's just that it's important for me and my colleagues to be well informed about how we are spending taxpayer dollars.
Look, on the bright side, I read, I think it's 1819 News, a report. It was just good, where a young lady, she moved into Montgomery, I think she said 4 or 5 years ago. She even had her parents relocate to Montgomery.
Sure.
And the article was so optimistic. So, with the contracts and the Meta and the Amazon, the cost of living in Montgomery. So my thing is, you being a city council person,
sure,
can you guys focus? Like, we need more commercials about how the city is so attractive. I'm from Indiana. My people in Indiana, they're snowed in. They want to come back home, but the negativity about crime makes people hesitant. I need Montgomery, Alabama to make the point for real that the crime in Montgomery is not... People who live in Prattville, who spend more time in their car, coming from Eclectic, coming from Millbrook, stuck on the interstate, stuck on Vaughn Road, Pike Road. You want to live where you work.
Well, and Sandy,
and the crime that, so stop letting WSFA, these channels, hype the negativity. We need some counter to that.
Well,
we need some advertisement.
I appreciate that.
We need people. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I just
just wanted. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they always tell me that I'm a long-winded person, so I have to get through these callers quickly. So we are doing that, and I like telling people that the reason I did this is because I love this city, and I think there's a lot of opportunity, and we should be promoting all of the great things that are here. It's why I come on here and sometimes get beat up about my belief that Montgomery's on a good track when it comes to some of the economic development projects that we have, Whitewater, Meta, and all those types of things. So we rely heavily on our relationship with the Chamber of Commerce, who kind of manages the CVB for the city of Montgomery. But I'm seeing a lot of positive things, and if you look at kind of the way that it's being received and put out there, I do think there is a positive message. Could we do more of it? We can always do more of it. Every municipality needs to be marketing themselves to not just their own public, but to people that may be interested in relocating. And I think Montgomery right now, given its affordability and all the wonderful things that we have going on, is a good place for people to live and work and raise families. So I'm with you on that. I think there is always an opportunity to do more positive promotion of our great city.
Hey, one last question you guys might know. Okay, so Brian Stevenson's project, the EJI project, hey, they got a beautiful one across from Public House. Okay, hotel, walk-over bridge. It's going to be gorgeous. Do you think with the possibility of cancel culture, his projects are on private property? Do you think the government, the federal government, can ever say to Brian Stevenson, you can stop talking about slavery. cancel culture.
No.
It's private property, and so we're a mecca. Montgomery is a mecca for civil rights, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
what he has going on, and I like that it's private property.
It's a hard no. Like, even where I might have my disagreements with Brian, ma'am, I would defend his right to build and to tell any story. And you're right, it is a mecca. It has brought huge tourism, and so like I don't think that's going to happen. And we have some semblance of freedom.
I went to Martin Luther King Day. They let the people in free to the EJI site.
Beautiful.
And I saw preachers from Atlanta that's on, television, televangelists. The people are coming.
Yeah.
So Montgomery, we got to get ready.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And we got to sell our city, and all this counter talk. We need to let the people know that Montgomery is all right.
I like that.
So I appreciate you guys letting me call and talk. So just have a great afternoon, and I'm glad you clarified that, hey, you're not saying that you were blindsided about the meeting.
No, that was a different issue when we brought that up. But I appreciate it, Sandy. Have a good one, man.
Have a good holiday.
Okay, thank you.
272-9228. I will also just add a quick note that it'll make the PR sell job easier if you do continue to practically solve and make issues better on crime.
Yes.
It won't be reported by the news, and maybe to my detriment, I don't talk about this every day. We could pull up every crime headline, but I don't see the point of me just doing that every day. There's other things to talk about in this world. But yeah, it would be a lot easier if just continue to do the right things. I know we're in a competition for officers, for all sorts of. We don't have to reopen that conversation.
No, but it's on the rise, and the atmosphere is better than it was when I was coming to your studio last spring.
doubt.
And that's a good thing, that there is so much to champion here, and that's why we have to be very intentional about the decisions that we're making so that we can capture this. Her point about the EJI, it is absolutely incredible. My leadership class, we got the opportunity to go to the museum and to Memorial. I'd been there before, and being there with 56 other young leaders from across the state and watching their experience and the amount of people saying, I can't believe this is here. Montgomery's done great things to embrace that, and we are telling the world that this is all here. The state is telling the world that this is here. And so I agree with Sandy that, we can continue to keep the foot on the gas of the positive press, because look, we are now more than just a great opportunity for large industrial businesses to come and a great place for families. We're also a great tourism destination, and that's something that we've got to embrace, as millions of people are passing through our city every year.
Wait, so something's actually going to happen with that multi-story building right there near you?
Oh, okay. So when Joey comes to Miracle,
the most amazing view in all of Montgomery.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
But you need to see that building. I mean, it is apps. I mean, you remember it was that brick shell.
Yeah. Coming together now.
Oh my! When you drive by,
I might have the other day.
It is unreal.
It always drove me nuts that that building sat empty for so long. That was the most beautiful view in all of Montgomery, and just put up on a shelf.
Yeah, no, very, very excited about that.
Well, let's go to Simpler Days. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, Counselor. Appreciate you coming on.
How you doing, Simpler Days?
Well, don't you think those millions of tourists coming to Montgomery would like to get a cup of coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning?
I think you've called in almost every show I've been on, and you pretty much always make me laugh. So, yeah, I think so. I'd love to tell them one.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. It doesn't take much to make a politician laugh.
That's probably true, too, unfortunately.
Hey, my question to you is, did the $6 million, did the $2 million, ever how many million that we send to Chicago annually, did the council approve that? Did the mayor sign off on that contract? And then I've got something else. Go ahead.
So there was, as I think I mentioned this before, but there was some, I assume you're talking about the community violence program, and
free.
Yeah, we not to my knowledge. I know that there had been money allocated through the ARPA program, ARPA funds to go towards community violence, but I have not been told that we are moving forward on that at this moment. Now, I know that there had been some discussions about that, but it hasn't come up to the council as either a contract or as at least since I've been in office. So, not to my knowledge.
Well, I had a police officer send me an article this week from on Monday, matter of fact, from the Chicago newspaper, and it talks about this very issue, and it says a lot of the violence prevention funding has turned political. And he said, if you're not on the right political side, you may not receive funding to help reduce the gun violence or help reduce overall violence. And it talks about who's being hurt the worst by this funding going into these activist groups rather than going into boots on the ground, equipment and such. But it says that in Chicago, the black individuals in the city are 5.4 more times more likely to be the victim of an aggravated assault compared to white residents at 80%. So my question is, why were we ever going to even consider sending money, that amount of money, to Chicago with all the problems they have, in not focus that money on maybe Jackson's Hospital? I mean, Jackson's Hospital, if we lose it, it's going to back up emergency room. It's going to back up health care. And, you know, the city of Greenville bought State Hospital. And rather than sending any money anywhere, we need to focus on saving Jackson's Hospital, even if the city has to go in and purchase it, rather than sending money to Whitewater. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
272-9228. We're getting a lot of calls rolling in here, so let's go. Who's up next? Line 5, you're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Urbanite.
Hey.
Urbanite.
What's up?
Yeah, hey, I know these guys have got into a serious topic, but back on the tourism track, what are the odds of us getting a better parade or getting better parade routes? Because it's almost comical now. You know, the kids aren't even, I can only imagine driving from somewhere like Phoenix City to be in the city parade, and you only get to walk from the Capitol to the fountain. I know in my day, we walked a heck of a lot longer and farther. We walked over a mile plus, maybe 2.
Americans were a lot skinnier back then.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? It's not an event when it's supposed to be an event, you know?
Well, I mean, I think I was at the Turkey Day Classic Parade, and it was phenomenal. The bands were there.
Yeah, but they only marched from the Capitol to the freaking water fountain. I think the same thing goes for the Christmas parade.
Yeah, I honestly, I'd not heard any until now any pushback about the parade route. I guess, you know, from a logistics standpoint, and also just from a density. I mean, it didn't feel like it was overcrowded. I don't know if, and when you get down to the fountain, it actually continues down towards the Davis Theater. It makes an L turn before it actually terminates at the backside of One Court Square. So that's a good question, but I guess I'll try and figure out a way to pass that on.
Oh, and by the way, have you guys found anybody to replace Cahaba House yet on that corner? Because that was a sweet corner for business.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a private thing.
Private entity down there. I don't know if this is anything or not, but there was a sign on the front that looked like it had a hot dog on it. I don't want to start any rumors. I'm just saying it was on the front door. There was a hot dog picture.
And
So
Essery's tried to make that work for a long time.
Yeah.
I
mean,
hope something comes back.
Yeah. That was.
Oh,
I love that
okay.
brunch.
All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Urbanite. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Yeah, good afternoon. It's William.
Hey, William.
Hey, good afternoon to the council person.
Hi, William.
Yeah, council person, you know, I have quite a few issues. I've been trying to call you. Matter of fact, this William Ball. I reach out to you on numerous occasions. I haven't received a phone call back. But I do think the mayor, unlike other major cities, need a little bit of leverage pertaining to the day-to-day operation of the contract. I don't think that, you know, his leadership should be micromanagement to a T, but give him a little leverage where you're able to do certain things, you know, under the umbrella of the contract. I think it's a little bit genuine. But look, crime, and we have a parade that they're coming up in your district that we'll reach out to you and try to get some support. I know that you didn't contribute nothing to the parade, and the parade is a part of your district. My mom been trying to reach out. She's still there by Floyd School. She has some foundation on the city right-of-way issue that rolls over to her property, but you won't return a phone call. I think Ridgecrest is part of your district as well, And I think that, you should do a little bit more and try to reach out to some of the people beside the upper the scale. What's the name of this district up here up the street from me? Can't think of it, but on the east side of Fayetteville. But, the west side is part of your district as well. And I do commend you for allowing me to operate in your district. Got a lot of serious issues over here with crime. If you answer the phone sometime, you'll understand what's going on over here. So my thing is, once again, I think that the mayor do need a little leverage when it comes down to those contracts, and I think that you need to reach out a little bit more, try to find out what's going on with some of these criminal elements. Everything is not all about you. We got a lot of vandalism that's going on, and I know my mom, once again, and tried to reach out to you about an issue that she having with a sidewalk structure over there, but you won't return no phone call. Now hang up and listen to your response.
Sure. Well, there's a couple things to unpack there. One, if I missed a call from your mother, then I apologize. We actually had a conversation. I met with talked to the neighborhood services director last night about the neighborhood over where your business is located. The Gretz neighborhood doesn't have an active association, and I told him that I was really interested in trying to help organize a community meeting so that we could try and get that neighborhood association activated. You can talk to the folks down in Normandale, which is a neighborhood that I spend a lot of time and have been investing a lot of energy into, that having good neighborhood associations is a key part to engaging with your council person. And as for Floyd School is my number one, my largest investment when it comes to my ARPA dollars. We're investing almost $170,000 studying how we can reuse the footprint that is over by that Floyd School. I want to turn it hopefully into one of the most amazing outdoor and green spaces that the neighborhood, both Normandale, Ridgecrest, Idlewild, everybody can enjoy. And we're going to do this through a master planning process. The contracts for those are getting finalized right now, and that should be kicking off in the next couple of months. And so, look, if it's a missed phone call, as I said, I apologize about that. But let me go back to the other part about the micromanagement. To me, the question about micromanaging when it came to the contracts issue was really about what was the number, right? If somebody had come back to me and said, Counselor Szymanski, it would have been really great if you would just bump that thing up to like $100,000 and say, because these are the types of contracts that really need to move quickly, and if we just had that extra bit amount, then we could be efficient in what we're doing and then kind of let the big stuff get in front of the council. I'd be fine with that, right? What we didn't have was a robust discussion and debate about what the number needed to be. And so my belief, look, I work for a nonprofit organization, and most nonprofits, we all have in our bylaws limits by which executive directors can sign checks. A lot of churches and clergy operations, and even at for-profit companies where you have board oversight. And as I said earlier, if this is the way that it works, that is kind of mandated in our state, and different cities have different amounts. I think Selma's $5,000. They're a much smaller municipality, and Birmingham's $10,000, and they're a bigger municipality. So at the end of the day, I don't think this is an issue of micromanagement. It's an issue of just good checks and balances, and also collaboration and communication between all parties at the top of city government. They're your tax dollars, right? And I want to make sure that I'm aware of how they're all getting spent, to celebrate the good things that we're spending them on, and to ask questions about things that I may not understand. But look, I'm not saying that I'm trying to take anything away, and this goes for every person who's sitting in the mayor's office down the road. I just think this is the best way for our government to operate here in Montgomery, and that's why we did it.
Well, I'm pretty much running out of time here, so
Sure.
I have one final question for this break, as I had to talk to a sponsor here in just a moment or two. But are you going to open at 6:30 in the morning?
We're a coffee business, and when do people drink coffee?
Morning.
In the mornings, baby.
Unless you're my father. And I'm like, are you drinking decaffeinated? He's like, no. Like, what's...
Quick dumb story about Jamaica while I was there. I tried to, like at 9 o'clock, I was falling asleep. I was like, I'll have some coffee. Best sleep of my life. 10 minutes later, slept like a log.
Yeah, maybe it works
Some
for
people,
old
yeah,
men.
I don't know.
Some people are that way, but yeah, no, we'll and truly, I mean, I've been hearing from some of the businesses that are affected by it. If you have a business that's potentially affected by the ordinance, please let me know. I do think that there is a sensible solution for making this go forward. And again, I always want people to realize that it is about finding good solutions to the problems that we have. Okay, and that's why we do some things, and when I don't think that's when I don't think we have a good solution, then that's why I want to be critical. And I think that we can take care of the issue that is the core of why this was done without impacting the businesses that are super important to the ecosystem here in Montgomery.
Here. Well, great seeing you, man.
Always good to see y'all.
Y'all stay tuned. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Honey?
Yeah?
Do you think it's safe using all these extension cords?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Actually, too many extension cords can be dangerous. Call Crosby Electric to add new outlets.
Sure is dark in our yard.
Good, we'll sleep better.
Maybe you will.
Crosby Electric does landscaping lighting for beauty and safety, as well as security lighting for peace of mind.
Oh, darn. The vacuum cleaner just tripped a breaker.
Honey, never vacuum while I'm making popcorn.
Tripping breakers can indicate a potential fire hazard. You really should have it checked out by Crosby Electric, serving the river region for almost 50 years.
Sweetheart, are you ever afraid that lightning could damage our electrical system?
Afraid? Come on. No. Maybe we should call Crosby. Just give him a call.
Whole house surge protection can protect you and your possessions. For an assessment and for all your electrical needs, call Crosby Electric 272-2085 or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This entire hour brought to you by the great folks there at Alabama Home Mortgage. And at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon. Great seeing Madeline yesterday. They're ready to help you hit the ground running in the new year, whether you're looking to purchase a home or refinance your current mortgage. And the deal is, if you want to hit the ground running next year, you need to talk to them today. You need to talk to them right now, get a plan going. So something like a refinance deal, let them get to know you and your goals of refinancing. Could be you want to get credit card debt off your back or restructure your finances in some way, or could be you're just looking to spend money on the family, reinvest on the property yourself. I mean, it's your money. There's all sorts of reasons. Maybe you're a Bitcoin maxi, a double maxi, and you want to remortgage the house and buy a bunch of Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could. There's a lot of things. Yes or yes? There's a lot of things that you can do with a great refinance deal, or if you already hit the ground running and purchasing a home, go ahead and get pre-approved and get to know Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage. That number, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always visit them online, apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Oh, we got another great sponsor here. Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, Joe. How are you going?
Oh, we're all right. Just surviving. But what's the score there today, Cohen?
Today, the score is like 28-7. Today, a couple here now that got a beautiful cabinet at home and trying to figure out.
Michael, like we don't have a good connection here. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like I'm getting like every other syllable.
It sounds like my headphone.
Yeah, how about this? I'm going to hang up and I'll have Eddie call you back,
call
or
you
you
right
call us back, so we can get this thing right, because I do want to know how it's going there today. I'm a very happy customer there at Cohen's myself, and actually it runs in the family. I think it's like meant to be. If your grandfather and your father have bought TVs and electronics and appliances from Cohen's, I mean, I think you are required to do just that, to actually buy up those electronics from Cohen's. We got Michael back here. Okay, let's try this again.
All right. Hey, yeah, we've got a nice couple here that's got a cabinet, and we're trying to figure out how to get a bigger television in, because it was designed 20, 30 years ago for a square TV. So anyway, we've made our choice, and then Michael Jacks will go out there and work some magic and frame in and mount a bracket, and the TV will look like it's just kind of floating in the air.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So, and then we can put his other equipment, like his cable box, under the television, and have everything accessible to where he can remote control it, and his wife will be happy, he's happy, and it's all good.
Well, and folks at Cohen's, they do have great products, great electronics and appliances, but it's that service that really, I was just saying when we were reconnecting that I think because my grandfather and my father, like I was required to go to Cohen's, and it's because I think of the service, as you just described with that one couple's experience. It's what makes a difference. So folks, you can always shop from home at thinkcohens.com, but I really encourage you to stop by, get to meet Michael and the team there, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those guys on the radio, sent you, that you heard Michael actually talking to them. And what, y'all's hours are still 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays?
That's right. That's right.
Beautiful.
So yeah. Come on out here. Let us show you what we have. I wish I could tell you my Samsungs and Sonys were better than my competitors, but they're all the same model for model. What makes us better is mostly in this situation is going to be the installation, because having the guy that can come out there and get everything done, get all your passwords put in, and make it look professional like it was built to be there, it makes all the difference in the world.
Well, I love it, and like I'm saying, I'm a very happy customer myself, folks. It's true. It's very true. I appreciate it as always, Michael.
Y'all take care.
Again, that's Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Let's go to TS for a second. Right. Hey, TS.
Joey?
How you doing?
I'm percolating.
You're percolating.
Okay.
Hang on, let me get some. You're too young to know about a percolator, but I'm percolating. How are you today?
Like a weed smoking device?
No, Joey, a coffee.
No, that's device. A bong.
Yeah, I was like, anyway. I guess I
will explain it to you.
Okay.
It's a percolator.
Yep. That's the coffee.
Okay, never mind. Not what I called. I don't know how to say this politely. On the news today, I think it was 1819, the city of Montgomery is asking for more money, funding from the state of Alabama, because the city of Montgomery is behind in paying for the river park.
The water park?
The water park. Did you hear that?
No. Not the city.
It concerns me because in the past, other people have insinuated that the river, what's it called? The water park.
Yeah, the Whitewater.
Yeah, was built for a money laundering service for the city.
Oh, it's a heck of an accusation. No,
I
think
did not.
You're quoting somebody else. I get it. That's why. I mean, if folks are concerned about that, it would, because this is a joint project between county, state
too, yeah,
city. Like, everybody's kind of in on this. I would want a forensic audit from the state level. Is probably the best way if that's a real concern. I've not heard anything big or breaking. I know there are folks that want the city to pony up more money for the park.
Well, they don't have it to pony up, so they're asking for more funds. From what I understand, is from the state.
Yeah, I mean, the original amount came from what? PCI, from the state, from Montgomery, and then, of course, the county commission.
I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I was just a bit concerned, and I wanted to address it with the councilman, but I missed.
Yeah, only so many minutes in an hour. But
okay.
No, it's a real concern, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Nope.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, TS. 272-9228.
Did you find the story?
No.
Neither did I. I just found the one about the ice skating rink down there.
Yeah, and then like the rope climbing course and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't missing something.
I'm getting better with pull-ups. That would be my weak point. Maybe I'll go climb some ropes.
Can you do one?
Yeah.
Better than me, bro.
I can do when I'm fresh, and I'm not talking about like or the CrossFit crap either. I mean, like slow, where you're hanging and stretching, and then you pull up. And you
I would look like I was having a seizure if I had.
I can do 7 now.
7.
Yeah, I want to get double digits.
Now, I'm not putting you down by no means. I'm very proud of you for that. I can't do 1. I remember.
But you can't pull up 210.
If I had to, but
you can't pull up 225. You can't pull up 300.
No, I hopped up the other day. I was at 210, 212.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Guess you're back to being the chubby one.
Fresh food in Jamaica, big difference.
I was 203 this morning.
203? Really?
I'd like to get under 200.
Did you look behind you? I think it's right behind you.
That's just from the squats, big boy. And those RDLs, which is the most like, the RDL is like that's the one is like, what's he doing over there in the corner? Anyway, we'll be right back.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump's Pentagon pick, is fighting to hold on to his cabinet nomination amid growing questions about his personal conduct as the president-elect's team considers alternatives, and that includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. In South Korea, President Yoon Suk-yeol's stunning martial law declaration yesterday lasted just hours, but now his rivals are taking steps to impeach him as president. In consumer news, a California farm has expanded a recall of raw milk that was sold in stores and has halted production. State health and agriculture officials say they found bird flu virus and additional samples of milk from Raw Farm of Fresno. The Dow up 233 points, the NASDAQ adding 216. This is SRN News.
Trump's victory is just the first battle. The deep state stranglehold on our economy took 50 years to build, and they won't let it go without fighting. The damage runs deeper than most Americans realize. A corrupt monetary system, a national debt exploding beyond control, a crumbling dollar. The deep state spent 50 years rigging our system. Now their economic time bomb is nearly unstoppable. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bennett. I'm here to remind you, you are not powerless. Throughout history, gold has been a safe haven from economic corruption. My trusted allies at Birch Gold Group know this. That's why they help Americans diversify their IRAs and 401ks into gold. To see how it works, get a free info kit on gold IRAs. Text the word PREPARE to 989898 right now. Don't let 50 years of globalist sabotage destroy your savings. Text the word PREPARE to the number 989898 and protect your hard-earned savings. Again, that's PREPARE to 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Fall is officially here, and it's time to get your system ready for the winter. Call today about the advantages of the Clark Club membership to be sure you're covered. Call 277-2125 or go to clarkcomfort.com. Better call Clark. Alabama certification number 09098.
Hi, everybody. More weather changes on the way, but dry today. The rain risk coming in late tonight and possibly early tomorrow before the next front. Today, sun and cloud mix, high 58. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but rain beginning and becoming likely by late tonight. Scattered showers tomorrow morning before ending, then windy and colder with a high around 57 before the front. back to the 20s on Thursday night, potential wind chill near 20 or maybe upper teens on Friday morning, and a brisk day Friday with a high near 50. Could be some more scattered showers by Saturday night and Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get a Kubota RTV with a $2,000 instant rebate or 0% APR, up to 48 months with approved credit. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
1819 News.
The city leadership in Prattville does not appear to have any plans to address a drag queen issue in the upcoming Christmas parade. The Prattville Pride Group was given a permission to put a float in that parade and then confirmed that a drag queen would be involved. That all came to light to another group called Clean Up Alabama. Now, Clean Up Alabama has been petitioning the city council to observe the already written policies surrounding who takes part in these parades in order to protect children in public spaces. The city also has reserved the right to reject a parade entry for any reason whatsoever. Clean Up Alabama contends that drag queens in public displays of sexual preference have nothing to do with the celebration of Christ's birth or expressions of faith. The Prattville city attorney, Andrew Odom, is claiming that this is a free speech issue and advising the city council to let the drag queen float go on. City council hearing was held last Tuesday night in which the whole issue was brought up from both sides. No final decision has been made, but the city council seems inclined to not intervene in this situation. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
An arrest was made in Frisco City in connection to a Thanksgiving night shooting that killed a 20-year-old man. Police have now identified Jarviante Hale of Monroe County as the suspect in the death of Matthias Likely. The shooting occurred at an outdoor bonfire that was being held on private property along the city limits. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ben. If your vehicle has seen better days, fear not. Help is on the way. Mr. Ben's Auto Spa Express has added a professional detail shop. Specialized techniques and products are used to get your vehicle back to showroom shape. Hand washing, waxing, stain removal, odor removal, shampooing, minor scratch removal, and more. Mr. Ben's Auto Spa Express, next to Fraser Church on the Atlanta Highway. Come by for a free estimate. Look like you've been to Mr. Ben.
Now you can add the power of digital advertising to the #1 reach of radio. Let Blue Water's 20 years of local advertising and marketing success show you how. Grow your business with a complete suite of digital solutions, combined with the reach of the most listened to radio group in the river region. Call us or go to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out how we can increase your return on investment. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
For more information, send an email to digital@BlueWaterBroadcasting.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
When you need a new door or window replaced, you want it done right. Someone who delivers expert craftsmanship every time. Experience is a must. Listen, Davis Door and Sash. They can show you new doors and windows that can help you lower your utility bills and boost energy efficiency. Davis Door and Sash, Alabama.com or call 334-288-6010. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon, final hour of the program here. So what's a percolator again? Like a coffee thing?
Yeah, coffee maker machine. It just takes a few minutes longer than it was before instant coffee.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
What about the press? I like the press. There's something romantic about a press.
Yeah, I remember my sisters back in the 70s playing with the press. I think now coffee lovers are
Still talking about coffee?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All the rage, I think, there with coffee makers.
No, the place my dad and I ended up staying in, thank God, for, I think I told you that story. We would go visit Lucy and my brother and all them for her baptism.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like 30 minutes out of Greenville. So 3.5 hours on the road. I'm like, did you check that the Airbnb has power? He's like, yeah, I've been back and forth with her for a few. She calls us 30 minutes out. It's like, they're not going to have power till Sunday. I'm like, we're leaving Sunday morning. So luckily we ended up in some young doctor's place and he was on some trip in Mongolia or something, one of their friends. And it was a great place, but had a coffee press. I was like, okay, this is a nice way to start the morning.
You do it?
Yeah. A lot of work to do every morning.
That's what I thought too, yeah.
All right. That's what just pop open an energy drink and I'm ready to go.
Well, you just pop a pod in there and you make coffee.
Oh, the Keurig thing?
Yeah. I hate it, but that's the...
I might go get one for the winter months. I'm telling you what, I get up early, it have been, for a good year or two now. Like 6:30, it pop up without an alarm. Lately, it got cold. I don't want to get out of bed, man.
Well, the nice thing about the Keurigs, too, is not just coffee. You can do hot chocolates. You can do all kinds.
Yeah, I know. So how did Eddie gain weight again?
I'm on the down, man. I'm on the down.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. So do you do any of the, like, music apps?
Yeah, I do have a couple, I think.
Like what's happening right now is YouTube Music, which is what I mostly use.
Yeah.
Okay. But Spotify and Apple Music, they're all doing their year in review thing.
Okay.
Everybody's posting their stuff. Like, you want to guess who my number one artist? It's pretty obvious.
Roy Clark?
Yeah, Roy Clark. Yeah, he's a great picker, man.
I know you're a band.
He can play
guitar and banjo
Actually,
guy.
John 5, who was inspired by watching Hee Haw when he was a kid. He ended up being Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie's guitarist. But he does do the Hee Haw style, like the bluegrass style.
That's what inspired him.
Yeah, and he started so young, his left hand, where he frets the guitar, is longer than his right hand from stretching.
Misshapen, yeah.
Yeah, and he's an amazing player. So he's in my top 5, I believe. I've been listening, mostly does instrumental stuff, and sometimes it's heavy, like metal sounding. Sometimes it sounds like bluegrass.
Yeah, you ever heard? I was gonna say, you ever seen him or hear him do some picking and grinning?
It's
and you're
amazing. No, there are videos out there where he's doing the metal thing, and then he'll do the picking and grinning, and it's just country metal.
Yeah,
like how fast is the arpeggios, like the sweep picking, all this stuff. Like it's pretty crazy. So that guy's at the top.
I got a feeling Roy Clark wasn't his main reason for watching Hee Haw. He probably got drawn in like many of us other young men over other things. And,
like what?
Well, the
like
Daisy
boobs?
Dukes of the Hee Haw, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, the girls in the cornfield.
Nothing wrong with boobs.
No, nothing, no.
I mean, I don't mean that disrespectfully. Don't be objectifying anybody, but
okay,
they're also great.
You objectify me all the time.
Well, you're not a delicate little flower.
I feel like
no, wait. Let me rephrase that. You don't have boobs.
I feel like I do sometimes.
Eddie, that delicate little flower.
I have my moments.
So, but like, if I don't know if you've got your year review.
I have
yet,
not.
but,
No.
Like, what artist do you guess is like near the top or the top of your list?
Me, it would be Jimmy Buffett. 80s stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird. Obviously Prince, but then John 5, and then it's been a lot of like 80s stuff. Yeah. Like one hit wonder stuff, like Electric Blue, Ice House.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
This week, I think we were coming back from Jamaica. I can't think of the band, but they had a song, Here Comes the Mirror Man, which is a 80s very pop song. And I'm singing it to Susanna, who's looking at me like I'm an idiot. She's never heard of this. She's like, you listen to the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, it's a mix for me of, there's Wolfpack, which is kind of a newer band. They do a lot of funk, R&B, really good stuff. Wolfpack's been around for about a decade now. They're great. And then there's the whole guitarist category. So John Five, Satriani, Buckethead in particular.
great.
Those three I really like. I was like, okay, everybody's sharing their music. And at a certain point, I looked at my super mix this morning. I'm like, I don't think I want to read all this on air.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems embarrassing. Seems like,
Well, on your YouTube, yours is probably set up different than mine, but on my YouTube, I mean, I have a whole music channel just that I've programmed for me.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I can tell you, there's some Barbra Streisand in there.
Barbra Streisand?
There's some Barbra Streisand in there.
Wait, Circle of Life?
No,
The Lion King?
Her and Julio Iglesias. But
Really?
There's some crazy stuff in
Really?
there, yeah. So I get where you're coming from. There's songs that, have touched you in a way you don't like to tell everybody about.
You like to let the rhythm take you over?
You Don't Bring Me Flowers. That's a great song. It makes me cry every time.
Yeah, occasionally you get those ones that jump out. But I always kind of like this time of the year, everybody posting their playlist and their top music reviews. And
So if you posted yours, would any of your top 5 kind of make you blush a bit?
I mean, I could look real quick.
I'm just curious if any of it screams that, hey, a little bit soft, feminine. Perhaps?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Love Sexy album?
Yeah.
Then a strange deep cut from that guy, Dolphin, off the Gold Experience. Freaking love that song. Great rock song.
I will go down that rabbit hole.
Great video, too. It's not all over the top. It's literally him and the band sitting on a bed with instruments not even plugged in, like lip syncing.
Yeah.
But it's still great.
One of the best things, you've probably been on to them before, but Tiny Desk concerts. I know NPR is a nerd from nerd, but you can go look at the videos of Tiny Desk concert. That's some amazing concerts.
AC/DC made my top 5. I don't know how that is. I don't think I listen to them that often.
Hells Bells?
Fearless Flyers. Yeah, John Five's on there. Fearless Flyers is a spinoff of Wolfpack.
Okay.
And I just love their
nerdy. Okay.
Their stuff. Like, it's kind of funky instrumental music, driving around music.
Gotcha.
And then the guitar music's more working out stuff.
No, like Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, nothing like that.
Mm-mm.
Good stuff.
And then, because I'm a kid of the 90s, there's a lot of 90s stuff that pops up.
Yeah.
Like,
Stacy's mom?
Yes. Actually,
didn't
Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's mom definitely pops up.
Does not.
That's one where it pops up randomly and you're in the middle of lifting. You're like, okay, this is going to.
Pretty fly for a white guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some Offspring. What's that one? Hey, Leonardo?
Yes.
Yeah. She Likes Me from Me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's some good music when it comes on.
Tal Bachman.
What are you talking about?
She's So High.
Oh,
High Above Me. She's So Lovely.
I hate that song because that's one of the...
Right. It reminds you of a different time.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm just singing away.
See, all that stuff was elementary, middle, high school for me. It's all the rage. And it used to be, I don't know if they're still doing it. Sister Hazel would play the amphitheater over on the lake. And I saw them a few times there.
Yeah,
so,
when
I'm in 9th grade and 10th grade, those guys, it was a lot of fun listening to them. So, I don't know. It's always interesting. I find you grow up and you start to understand people's brains just work differently.
Yeah.
Like, music to me is more of a centering personal thing. I kind of need it. Like, it matters a lot to me. Like, if I couldn't live the next, say, 30 years and listen to any music, I would feel like I want to die. But then there are other folks out there that's like, never.
Yeah.
Like, they have no ear for music at all, then whatever.
Different folks, different strokes, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think music to me, I mean, it can literally transform you to a place and time. And there's certain music, man, when it comes on, it'll stop me in my tracks.
That's the coolest thing. Where you're like, you remember an ex, or you remember the cheesy playlist you made.
Could be just a specific moment where, you're gathered with friends and some of those friends aren't here anymore.
Well, and it's always about that, like, and it is a shame because I always used to be annoyed with my father, like, Led Zeppelin's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've heard it for 30 years now. And so those moments you don't get back. Like, it might hit you if it comes on randomly and you really are in a mood, but you can only hear When the Levee Breaks one time for, the first time one time. And when you get to experience all this and just do these deep dives into all these artists, that's the stuff I relish. To where, like, when you first discover, like, because I'm born in 1988.
Oh, yeah.
So when I first discover, like, 80s hair metal, I'm like, I'm all about it. It's awesome. Now I listen to it, I'm like, it's got to be the right mood.
But when you discover it like that, you can't get enough of it. You're just going to the next one, going to the next one.
A top song on here is Hysteria, Def Leppard.
Really?
Yeah.
Pour some sugar on me, baby.
Well, that one's good too. There's something about how drawn out his stereo is.
All right,
I like.
so I was such a cynic. I remember when Def Leppard guy went to the one arm.
Yeah.
That was it for me. We just did nothing but mockery from then on. Def
Oh,
Leppard
no.
become just
You
pop.
became immediately a Soundgarden fan? Like grunge is the way.
Yes.
And Soundgarden's
But
awesome.
But that pop, I guess that's the first time I ever realized there's rock and roll pop.
Mhm.
That's just made to sell and make money.
Yeah, and again, music is like a time machine. So if I hear the song December by Collective Soul, I immediately think of riding the passenger seat with my dad, his arm out the window. Same thing with the Doobie Brothers. Think of my father.
When I hear December from them, I instantly turn the station.
I hear Ricky Don't Lose That Number by Steely
it's
Dan.
on, yeah.
I think of hanging out with my Uncle Greg, my dad's older brother, like Steely Dan through and through.
Peg, great.
Yeah, he's like, you know what the Fez is about, right? I'm like, no. What is it about? What? You know why they named themselves Steely Dan? No.
Well, Joey.
Then you hear that sappy love song, you're like, oh God.
Oh yeah.
Hopeless Romantic in high school. Worst playlists
Oh,
ever.
I'm right there with
Like
you.
how much Journey and ballady Aerosmith are you going to listen to in one day?
As much as I can at that time, as much as I can consume.
Well, but
And then I had Bon Jovi.
And then there's a whole phase. This transports me back. First time I'm really getting into Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
We actually had two guys from Ireland who were doing this international like soccer tour. So you had host families where they were staying. So one of the guys, when he came down for breakfast, he's like, because I had a routine where I would wake up and just start blasting music. And I'm sure my parents loved it. He's like, I noticed you're listening to that Tom Petty stuff. I'm like, yeah.
You're blasting Tom Petty?
Yeah. She's going to listen to her heart, Eddie.
I love some Tom Petty.
She's going to tell her what to do.
Blasted it, but
Well, I was young. Music is meant to be played loud.
I agree with you 100% on that.
Especially music like that.
It's an American Girl.
Raised on Promise?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's other stuff in the news. In particular, you texted me this while I was in the middle of my workout. I think our instincts were right about the whole Pete Hegseth.
Oh, yeah.
His
Yeah.
mother,
Man, that's
thank God, she actually addressed this. And it just, how miserable this
Yeah.
game is.
Yeah.
I always say I hate the game. I try not to hate the players in politics. I just hate this game. There's some you want to wring their necks, but it's because you are the game.
Yeah.
You've been lost to it. But Pete Hegseth's mom got out ahead of this,
I'll give her all the credit in the world, man.
defending her son. And thank God for that. And actually, I believe the story she has to tell is quite, it just shows how despicable this process can be.
Yes.
Despicable the political game can be. But before we get to Pete Hegseth's mother, let's go to the man himself. I guess it would be Pete Hegseth walking the halls of Congress. And, well, he's asked, as they do the walk and talk thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen in.
Have you had any conversations with the president-elect about replacing you with Governor DeSantis?
Have you had any conversations about replacing you?
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to the president-elect this morning. He said, keep going, keep fighting. Yep. Behind you all the way.
So you're in this all the way.
Why would I back down? I've always been a fighter. I'm here for the war fighters. This is personal passion for me.
So you're not withdrawing your name from consideration, just to be clear.
I'm meeting all day with senators.
I could never be a reporter like that.
You couldn't chase somebody down?
No, after they give me the first answer, it's like, okay.
Thanks.
I'm just willing to take people at face value. I don't believe everything, but I'm just willing to be like, that's what you want to say. Go ahead. So here, moving to Pete Hegseth's mother. Here's the deal. If you weren't paying attention yesterday, the New York Times leaked a private email that Hegseth's mother sent to him in the middle of a tough divorce years ago.
How'd they get that, by the way?
I know.
Let's start there.
And you read it. I started reading the first paragraph. I'm like, I don't want to read this.
Right. Exactly right.
It comes across as a mother whose heart is broken.
Yep. Very personal letter to her son.
But let's put it out on where all the news is fit to print. So to her credit, this comes out. This interview. Let's listen in.
You never in a million years thought you would be doing this.
No.
Because you didn't realize that this email you wrote in 2018 somebody leaked it to the New York Times.
Correct.
And they printed it.
Correct.
I'm going to read part of it. You say, this is to Pete, during the 2018 divorce. You say, I have no respect for any man that belittles, lies, cheats, and sleeps around. And you go on and say, you are that man and have been for years. And as your mother, it pains me and embarrasses me to say that, but it is a sad, sad truth. You say, we still love you, but we are broken by your behavior and your lack of character. When you wrote that, what's the backstory? What was going on that made you so angry you wanted to write that?
Well, I will tell that story in a moment, but let me make two statements first, and one is to President Trump. And I want to say thank you for your belief in my son. We all believe in him. We really believe that he is not that man he was 7 years ago. I'm not that mother. And I hope people will hear that story today and the truth of that story. So the other thing I want to say is I am here to tell the truth. To tell the truth to the American people and tell the truth to the senators on the Hill, especially our female senators. I really hope that you will not listen to the media and that you will listen to Pete.
Well, and you're here to tell us, because you are in the news now. So why did you write that email in 2018?
Right. Well, what was
going on?
Right. Let's go back 7 years, which if we all went back 7 years, we would see that maybe we were not the people we are today. But they were going through, Pete and his wife at the time were going through a very difficult divorce. It was a very emotional time, and I'm sure many of you across the country understand how difficult divorce is on a family. There's emotions. We say things, and I wrote that in haste. I wrote that with deep emotions. I wrote that as a parent, and about 2 hours later, I should. My husband tells me I should think through things a little bit more, but Pete and I are both very passionate people. I wrote that out of love. And about 2 hours later, I retracted it with an apology email, but nobody's seen that. So it was a difficult time. I want to say something.
I got to stop it here just real quick. Screw the New York Times and whoever leaked this, you piece of living crap. You evil SOBs. The fact that this mother has to go on national TV and talk about this, you're pieces of crap. And we have a First Amendment, and it's the only thing stopping anybody from shutting your ass down. I don't think that should happen. People should just ignore you. You pieces of crap. Anyway, let's let her continue. She's a little more graceful than I am.
About the media. And part of today is to discredit the media and how they operate. When they contact you, I let a few phone calls go, but then they call you and say they threaten you. That's the first thing they do. They say, unless you make a statement, we will publish it as is. And I think that's a despicable way to treat anyone. Threats are dangerous, and they're hard on families.
So to recap, you were angry about what was going on, his behavior during the divorce.
Right.
And so you wrote that email. And then, a couple hours later, you apologized, and you guys talked, and you worked it out?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pete and I are very close today. In fact, our whole family is very tight-knit. But I think that we as parents, we always parent.
No, I get it.
I mean, and that was 7 years ago. I want to talk in a minute about who Pete is today.
Right. There are, and you wanted to come on to talk a little bit, and you mentioned a moment ago the media scrutiny. There are allegations of sexual assault, excessive alcohol use, infidelity, financial mismanagement. As a parent, that's really hard to, it's hard to hear.
Right. Well, our job as parents are to correct. They are to speak truth. And I am a passionate person like Pete, and sometimes emotional words come out. I don't believe any of that is true, any of it. And I'm here. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today if I didn't believe that about my son.
Right. How's the family holding up?
Oh, we're okay. We have a deep, deep faith, not only in each other, but in God. And our friends have been amazing. The support we've been receiving has been amazing. So we're trusting in our God and in our faith and in our family.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to people who have read the stuff about Pete or heard the stuff about Pete? You're here, you said he has changed.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you convince people about it?
Okay, well, I start with 4 things. First, I have a very intelligent son. I have a leader son. I've known that since he was 2. He went to Princeton and Harvard. By the way, he returned the Harvard diploma, but I wouldn't let him return the Princeton because I worked too hard for that one. So that one's going to stay. That's on his wall. He's written 2 New York Times bestsellers. What mother can say that? And one of them is about war and defense. So he already has a playbook. So you talk about experience. He's also put his life on the line twice overseas for our country, one in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. I'm a very proud Blue Star mom. There it is, right there. And he's still a warrior. And that's why he's still fighting. That's why we're all still fighting, because we believe in the good.
God bless her. Yeah. You know what? We were so joyous after the Trump victory. And we're still pretty happy. Right?
I'm pretty happy.
You can't be sworn in soon enough.
That's my thing.
Well, it wasn't just Trump's victory we were happy about, because it also seemed a vindication of the new media, of people like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, but many others out there who don't have quite as big a name, but are still driving a lot of the conversation.
For me, it made me feel good that I realized the country that I'm in, the majority has the same thinking that I do.
Yes. That said, now that we're getting past the honeymoon period, these pieces of crap are still around.
100%.
And they're playing the same old games they've been playing since Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden. And they're going to continue to play those same games. The way you beat them is you ignore them. Don't buy their crap. Of course, it'll still probably work.
For a certain segment of people, certainly.
Yep.
No doubt.
272. She put herself out there to correct the record, because I mean it. When I started reading that yesterday, I'm like, this is
I'm so glad she did too.
ridiculous.
I can guarantee you that had an effect on him. For your mother to have to go up on there on
Yes.
stage.
Well, maybe I think it's actually backfiring, because now his own mother is sitting here stumping, be able to talk about her son in a loving way. Especially, I think she'd be very effective talking to senators too, on a personal basis. So
I just still want to know how they get that email.
So how about this? We got to hit a break.
All right.
But, you know, the whole fight over who's going to be the Senate majority leader now that Mitch McConnell stepped down, and there's the whole Rick Scott or John Cornyn or John Thune.
Yeah.
Thune gets it. And apparently Thune has big plans in just the first 30 days on the border, on defense, and on energy. 3 pretty crucial things. So we'll get to that in just a second. I am, again, very skeptical of the more establishment GOP, even if it's a younger face. Very skeptical indeed. But if this is the sort of energy coming out the door, maybe we've got something here.
I hope so.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro, Ashley and that great team, ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs. You might as well go ahead and make them your everyday pest control company.
That's what I would suggest.
They stop by on a regular basis. They're great folks to get to know, great local folks too. And so whether you're just looking for that regular treatment, or it could be an emergency job, like your house is all webbed up from spiders or something along those lines, or you see ants in the kitchen all of a sudden, well, they can get out there very quickly. But Again, make them your everyday pest control company going into the new year. That number for Pest Pro, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. And if you go to their Facebook page, they're doing a very special thing for Christmas. We tell y'all how much they give back to the community.
Yes, Joey, it's a big thing. It's Operation Blue Santa. And so you can bring a new unwrapped toy by their location there in Millbrook, 2181 where's that at? Main Street in Millbrook, yeah. They got a toy collection thing going on there. You and I are going to do that as well. They've got, if you go on their Facebook page, you see so many local businesses and individuals that have come by there. They've got their picture taken, and you'll see so many gifts under the tree. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing, especially for Ashley to step up and do this. This is
Beautiful.
Great. Yeah.
So check out Pest Pro today, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your updated market report. So far this year through MLS, there have been over 4,000 closings in the river region. Sellers have been getting on the average of over 97% of the listed price. In this ever-changing real estate market, I've seen more price reductions on listings over the last 3 months than I've seen in years. It's time to act for a buyer. So we have a greater supply of homes for people to see before they buy. We have an average price of $261,000 in our area. Local mortgage companies have come up with really attractive plans for first-home buyers, such as down payment assistance, lender credits to help on the closing costs, and buy-down plans to buy down the starting rate for borrowers. Investing in yourself and your community is life-changing for first-home homebuyers. You need a buyer agent to represent your interest and give you great advice. For all this information, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Help solve unsolved crimes by watching Action 8 News. Look for our exclusive I-Team reports as we work with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers to solve murder mysteries and put criminals behind bars. Victims' families are counting on you to watch Action 8 News. Ever miss an Action 8 newscast? Catching up is easy with the free Zeem app. Watch the news live on your phone or see newscasts from the past 3 days. Download Zeem. Search for Zeem in your app store today and stay on top of what's happening from Action 8 News.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. It's true, rates aren't as low as they have been for the past couple of years, but there are still many homeowners that could benefit from refinancing their current mortgage. There are a lot of things in life that are out of our control, but your mortgage rate is not one of them. If you currently have an adjustable rate mortgage, then you owe it to yourself to give us a call.
Adjustable rate mortgages make sense for some people in stable markets, but in this wild, ever-changing rate environment, it only makes sense to secure a fixed interest rate. A fixed interest rate will give you the peace of mind that your rate is locked. Your rate will not be subject to change with the political and economic tides.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can personalize your term. We offer 8-year to 30-year mortgages and everything in between. Grab your mortgage statement and give us a call.
Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 158636A, Equal Housing Lender.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Hi, everybody. Get ready for some weather changes. We're dry through the evening hours tonight, but rain becoming likely in the overnight hours and Thursday morning as a front approaches. The low tonight, 45. Thursday, it becomes windy and colder by the afternoon. High 57 before the front. Then back to the 20s on Thursday night. Potential wind chill factor by Friday morning near 20 or maybe upper teens. With a brisk day Friday, high near 50. Then the risk of some scattered showers perhaps by Saturday night into Sunday, a better chance on Sunday night. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, where we left off is John Thune actually looks like he's got an ambitious agenda. Going to hit the ground running. Incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thune is pushing for two major partisan bills. Reports Politico-partisan bills. Next term, including one within the first 30 days of the Trump administration. This is what he told Republican senators at a private GOP conference meeting on Tuesday. I just love how fake, again, this political game, it's like in a private meeting. It's like that y'all leaked.
Yep. If it's good, they'll leak.
Thune was broadly outlining priorities for the next Congress during the closed door meeting. Then how was this on, it's such a fake thing. He said the first of the two pieces of legislation, which would pass under a process known as budget reconciliation that can bypass the Senate filibuster, would focus on the border, defense, and energy. A subsequent package would focus on taxes and other priorities for the Trump administration. So extension of the Trump tax cuts, plus Trump wants no taxes on tips, right? No taxes on Social Security.
Correct. No taxes on overtime.
I like that. By the way, shout out to Anthony Daniels.
Yes.
One of my favorite Democrats in the state. He wants to make the overtime, tax-free overtime permanent here in Alabama.
Yep, I'm all for that.
And get behind that. Anyway, it would be a significant first swing at legislation for Thune. 30 days is an ambitious timeline, even for a targeted package. Well, reconciliation would allow Republicans to pass priorities with no Democratic support. Bills that pass under the process are often large and tricky to wrangle. Why?
Thank you.
Again, fake. Just everything y'all say is, y'all, you just don't understand this town.
Yeah.
No, we understand it.
We can smell it.
We understand y'all are full of crap. You're right, we can smell it.
Smell it.
The rats, too. Dude, big old rats. Like big old rats. Maybe New York City's got them beat, but big old rats. Last time I was in D.C., like sometimes the sewer covers aren't fully covered.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the two-legged rats.
Mm. Oh. No, those two.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, is that Master Splinter? Thune also stressed that votes on the Senate floor, which frequently run longer than an hour, will no longer be held open indefinitely. Senators were also told to expect more work on Fridays and potentially weekends. My God.
Boy, I hate to interrupt your social schedule.
I know.
Country needs some help.
Typically, the Senate leaves town on Thursday afternoon and returns Monday evenings. Both pieces will likely be welcome news to Republican senators who've been haranguing leadership for a return to so-called regular order, which I think both of our senators have been. Britt and Tuberville have been haranguing them about.
Say that schedule one more time. They leave Thursday.
and return Monday evenings. That's a pretty sweet weekend.
Tuesday, Wednesday, half a day Thursday, and we're back off again?
Yeah, they work Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit Thursday morning, and then get out of town on Thursday afternoon.
Think I've missed my life calling.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet schedule. I thought I had a good gig.
Jeez. I didn't hear about this job on career day.
Yeah. Can you imagine the threat some of these people make or get?
Get? Yeah. I
But
can
also
imagine both
make.
sides, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, no, they're not innocent. I think they're all ready to threaten one another if need be.
Sure.
They would like to be cordial and get along
I think
with
they'd
folks.
like to be, but
I think that's the right approach. You're generally willing to work with everybody, but you got something, a dagger in your back pocket, so to speak. So, I mean, that's a little bit of hope right there. And, of course, I'm reading it from a place like Politico because you got to read in between the lines.
Right.
We shall see. 272-9228. Now, we are also talking off air about the United Healthcare CEO. Fatally shot in the chest outside of a Manhattan hotel. It was clearly a targeted hit.
No doubt.
And the guy who did it is at large, like they haven't found him. You said they put out...
I think they put the video out, but the photo they put out, you can literally see part of his nose up to part of his forehead. That's it.
Like the upper bridge.
It would look like he's got on a burqa.
Wow.
I mean, it's that much blocked out.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah, they're not catching that guy.
No, I don't think so.
Which talk about threats. You think just politics in D.C.
Yeah. But that makes me...
I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar business, I'd imagine.
What was he going to talk about today?
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
brings up all those just uncomfortable theories.
Well, is it personal? Like he slept
Right.
with my wife and
Right.
well, at least somebody is. No, or is it more? it's just true.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
I don't know. I was getting cranked up.
Anyway, that's just a crazy story.
That is.
And he used a silencer?
Yeah. And they said, he's at large.
No, and that's you walk up, you know who you're looking for. You probably have cased it out where you know his schedule, like where he's going to be. You just meet him right there. Pop, pop, pop.
Walk away.
Walk away. That's nuts.
I don't know if they released it all, but wait till let's see. I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Did you see that Emmanuel Macron?
Macron. Stand that little turd.
The French president?
Yeah.
He begged Trump to attend the opening of the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Did he do it in French or did he do it in his broken English?
Donald.
Did they call him Donald or the Donald?
He probably does call him Donald.
Donald.
Donald, we need it's Western civilization, Donald.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that accent was.
That's pretty good. You think you had to look up at him when he was talking to him?
It's another example of like Trudeau.
Oh, yeah.
Scheinbaum. Good,
Shame
strong Spanish name right there.
Chamois.
And now Macron, Emmanuel. He is, they're all like, please, Daddy, don't do it, Daddy. Don't.
Oh, crap.
Not with the mouth again, Daddy.
Go crap. Daddy's home. Yep.
Emmanuel, I'll be there, but when I get there, I want you to go out back, get a switch. I'm not going to use it, Emmanuel, but just in case, I want you to pick out your own switch.
Glad to see Daddy's home.
Indeed. This part of the program brought to you by Clearwater's Property Management. And they're at Clearwater's, Reed Waters, and the team are ready to help you with all your needs when it comes to tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding. All pretty self-explanatory, obviously, folks. But in particular with tree removal, don't wait.
No.
For it to fall.
No. Put yourself in charge of it. Don't let it be in charge of you.
It could be something you didn't expect. The storm rolls through, something happens, and it falls, and it's a big mess. Of course, they can take care of that for you there at Clearwater's Property Management. But if you're noticing like that tree is swaying way too much in the wind or it looks dead, like real dead,
starting to drop limbs,
go ahead and take care of it before it falls. Bring it down on your terms.
Exactly.
course, they can also do tree trimming to remove overhanging branches that are a problem, or slapping up the side of the house, or blocking the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And then stump grinding. It's not just getting rid of an eyesore. You're also getting rid of something that's going to attract termites and other pests.
Only negative results are you going to get from keeping that in your yard.
See, I'll call up Clearwater's Property Management today. 430-0376. That's 430-0376. And be sure to tell them that Joe and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Daddy, don't do it, Daddy. Oh, Daddy, I'm going to do it. But behave, Emmanuel. I'm not saying I'll do it. I might do it.
Bring me the switch just in case.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Happy holidays from Marguerite's. And every year we do an unbelievable $99 Christmas special. And it's got to be 14 karat white or yellow gold, and it's got to be high quality Marguerite's diamonds. Well, this year it's the best one ever. It's individual 14 karat letters that we've cut out and added a 7-point diamond to on a 14 karat necklace. Impossible. That's right. All the initial diamond necklaces, $99 at Marguerite's till Christmas.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. We were just talking about Mr. Simon off the air, if you know who that is, folks. Let's go to Master Thespian real quick. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Loving the show today.
Appreciate it.
There is a major wreck on Eastern Boulevard right in front of Sam's Club. Like a truck and a car involved, and it's got traffic backed up on Eastern Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
Probably all the way back to Taylor Road.
Okay.
To Pond Road. Pond Road. It's just nuts right now. So they're working on clearing it up. Hopefully they'll get it out of the way soon. But just if you're trying to go, I guess, what's that? Northbound
towards Wetumpka there?
Eastern Boulevard. Yeah, right in front of Sam's Club. It's going to be a parking lot. So.
All right. Appreciate it, Master Thespian.
Yep. Y'all have a good day now.
You too. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Good. I've got a traffic update that says all roads for greatest flooring ever leads to Prattville Carpet at 2201 Cosville Road.
Pretty good segment.
It'll be the happiest drive you've done today. Just thinking about how much fun it's going to be coming here talking to David or Chad or myself.
Oh, y'all are pretty fun to talk to.
Bart's here too.
Oh, Bart. Oh, nice.
So don't forget to ask for Bart. when you come in. And we have all kind of great sales, a lot of stuff in stock, trying to get it done quickly before your family comes in, because the next thing you know, we're all going to be sitting around the tree laughing and talking and having a good time, and you don't want to be sitting on ugly floors, do you?
No, not at all.
No. So there again, all traffic is clear to Prattville Carpet at 2201 Cotswold Road. So long you go around the Eastern Boulevard. Don't go on that street.
Or if you're stuck on the Eastern Boulevard, you can always call them at 285-8117. And however you get in touch, be like, I heard that Ray guy there talking about Prattville Carpets. I had to stop by.
And don't forget, we do all kind of flooring.
That's it. Yes, not just
That's
carpet,
it. All
sorts of stuff.
If it's on floors, we do it. So call us today, 285-8117.
Appreciate it, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. See you, bro.
So what did we learn today?
I had a couple things. Nothing I can talk about on there. It was good to see Andrew Szymanski.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought
glad
it was
to
great.
see as a counselor. I'm sure he rubbed some people the wrong way, but I'm glad to see somebody that's not afraid to stand up and go, "Hey, wait a minute, I got a question."
Yes,
I've got a question. And I love the fact that he brings a great business to Montgomery, and I love the fact, and I'm the biggest one that calls people carpetbagger. I love the fact that he's come from another state north of here and brought great ideas. He has brought some fresh blood into this community. So I learned that again today.
Well, and, folks, maybe y'all want to stop by. It's at 6:37 in the morning. Just go to Hilltop Public House.
That's right.
Free plug there. Hilltop Public House. It's a great spot.
Great spot.
And not only is he a good city councilman, he is great business owner.
I
really
think so.
does care about this place.
I didn't know Andrew from the first day I met him, and he's impressed me from day one. Really like that guy.
Yeah, and I think any accusation that he doesn't love Montgomery, doesn't want to see it succeed is absurd. Now, if you throw that at me,
that's a whole different story.
It's not like I want y'all to fail. It's more like I've got eyes, and I've been here a long time.
Mm-hmm. And you've got a car, you can drive away.
And then you add in the introversion and like the antisocial aspects. I'm a misanthrope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're good with that.
Oh yeah. It's like you wasted
What's gonna happen, though, Joey?
rapidly disintegrating bags of amino acids. How you doing this morning?
You're gonna be 60 years old. It's gonna be Christmas. You're gonna look around. I want you to see some kids.
And
man.
that's when I'll be visited by a ghost, and I'll have a great Christmas story to tell.
Maybe it's not a ghost, Joey.
Ooh. I invited y'all over to have a place to stay. You shouldn't be doing that while I'm in my... Ooh. Mom, why is there a ghost in your bedroom? On that note, I think Greg Budell's going to be next.
Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Rosie. They're coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Donald Trump has selected a former soldier and Iraq War veteran to serve as Secretary of the Army. Trump says that Daniel